remember summer in its wake. The heart of September left nothing more to say. Just show me what it's worth. I wanna hear you say these words. From the light into the dark, it'll be alright. Did I speak too soon? I wanna harbor you through all the ways this life could be so cruel. If the storm breaks through, I'll be the light for you, holding on when everything it feels so blue. Letting it linger, what I thought was everything I had of you, wrapped round my finger like a puppet on a string. So where are you right now? Find me when the stars turn out. All you vampires gather around here in the night. Did I ask too much? Maybe it's not enough for now. We close the door and feel the rush. Or am I listening? Something close to home is bigger than the two of us would own. Falling for you in a way that I thought that I never do. Oh, it taught me the way to never be used. I'll make a promise to you, alleviate every sky, be honest and true. All the games, there's no excuse, no more running away. Did I speak too soon? I wanna harbor you through all the ways this life could be so cruel. If the storm breaks through, I'll be the light for you, holding on when everything it feels so blue. I'll be there with you still, till the darkness starts to spill over you and everything that we've ever built.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream, man. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Big up to everybody that's just come across from the for the Real Madrid watch along. Real Madrid winning 1-0 against Osasuna. All non-Manchester City watch alongs are on second channel. More LB link is in the description. Smash the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed as well if you are new. That's meant to say like and subscribe, not breaking news. Yeah, we're here to talk about some transfer updates, which are kind of mad actually because. Like I'm mad bored about the transfers, and like I didn't really want to speak about them again. However, that tweet has piqued my interest And it's got me thinking a little bit more. And to be honest with you, the whole thing just doesn't make any sense about this Savio thing. And I'm not 100% convinced that he is definitely staying. And for the new people, I know we just talked a little bit about it on the watch along, right? But forgive me, there's a lot of new people in the chat, right? Answer this question. If the news that come out from Guillem Balaguer was true, yeah, why isn't the likes of like Jack Gorn, yeah, Simon Bajkowski, yeah, these guys, Brennan, all these kind of guys, why aren't these guys who are like mad links with the club, why haven't they tweeted it? Why haven't they put an article out about it? Why not? Jack Gorn did an article about Savinho, and he said he actually said Savinho seems intent on leaving. That's what he actually said in his article. Now, listen, I consider Jack Gorn a very good source, and he said Savinho seems intent on leaving. 4 days ago, he put that 4 days ago, and then you want me to believe 3 days later he's staying? Okay, maybe he's staying, but then why isn't he put out a new article to say, listen, just got word from the club, he's actually staying? He's still left it out there. And the only thing that has actually changed, apparently, is that somebody at Manchester City is blocking the deal. Someone's blocking it. Now, we don't know fully who. Some people are saying it's Pep. Some people are saying it's Varane. But apparently it's been blocked. So, as far as I'm concerned, the player still wants to join Spurs, because until we hear anybody say that Savio doesn't want to join Spurs, he wants to stay at Manchester City, that should be the default position. And we still are being told that Spurs still want to sign the player and that they're going to come in with another bid. The only thing that we've been told is that Guillem Balaguer, who's come out of nowhere, they had nothing to do with the whole saga, come out and said it's over. And then we're being told by someone's blocked it. Yeah. And then on top of that, Rodrygo tonight for Real Madrid, who we were told by Jack Gorn that if Manchester City, I think it was Jack Gorn, it might have been Sam, someone said it, a valid source. They said if City sell Savinho, they're going for Rodrygo. Rodrygo today benched for Real Madrid and didn't get off the bench despite him bringing on players like Dani Ceballos. They brought new signing on Mastantuono, who's going to be playing right wing. So if he's playing right wing, where's Rodrygo playing? So it leaves me in a position. I fully thought this deal was dead. And on that watch along, then I was doing Real Madrid, started the watch along, halfway through the watch along, I was saying, listen, it's over. But something just doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right. Something about this, it's over or whatever, doesn't seem legit. And if it is legit, yeah, why haven't we had any City journalists come out and said it's over? I mean, Balaguer tweeted this yesterday at 3 p.m. He's had what, 30 hours, 32 hours? He's had 32 hours. They've had 32 hours to get a story out to say, no, stop talking about it, it's over. They've still not done it. All we're being told is that someone's blocked it. Fabrizio still talking about it, saying it's not over. So it just seems a little bit off to me. It seems a bit like if it is completely dead in the water, why haven't we heard anything from one of our main sort of City reporters? Why have we not heard anything from Sam Lee? Why have we not heard anything from Jack Gorn? Why have we not heard anything from Bajkowski? Why have we not heard anything from Brennan? Why have we not heard anything from any of these guys? Any of these decent sources? We've heard nothing. And on top of that, then Rodrygo doesn't even get a single minute on the pitch. Doesn't get a single minute on the pitch against Osasuna, mate. They bring on Mastantuono, their brand new signing, who will be playing right wing. They bring on Dani Ceballos and leave him on the bench, and the cameras zoom in on him. They literally zoom in. Yo, big up Lewis, man. Big up for becoming a member, bro, as well. I appreciate it, man. Do you know what I mean? It just seems a bit weird, bro. And then Fabrizio's talking about it as well. He looked unhappy, I can't lie. I couldn't see it properly. People in the chat were saying that Rodrygo looked fuming, but I can't comment on that because I'd missed it. And then when I did actually see him, he was just sat there. He didn't look like he was fuming, but when I seen him. But when everyone in the chat was saying, nah, before that he looked fuming, I didn't see it. Rodrygo, you missed it. He looked well unhappy. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. When everybody in the chat was saying Rodrygo looks fuming, I didn't see it at that point. I was looking at the chat, so I missed it. When I did see Rodrygo, he just looked normal. But obviously, he was on the bench and he didn't even get a single minute, bro. And so then on top of that chat, yeah. Oi, Vasco Historia, come outside. Spartacus, man. Where are the Brazilians? Yeah, where are the Brazilian viewers? Oi, Brazilians, come outside. So then we got this piece of news. This dropped, by the way, during the game, which was a bit weird. But where is it? Here we go. Rodrygo's exit from Real Madrid this summer is not ruled out. A move to Manchester City is seen as a possibility by the player's entourage. That is from a page called TNT Sports Brazil. And we're just trying to find out that if they're a good source. And I got 9 million followers, but I don't really know if that means anything. So I'm trying to wait for the Brazilians to come into the chat. Normally we've got 2 in here all the time. Clearly he's open to it, Karl. But people are going, well, hang on a minute. If he's open to it, why is he not? Because, bro, Rodrygo's not stupid. Rodrygo knows the only way City are signing Rodrygo is if we sell Doku or Savinho. Yeah? And no one's bid for Doku, so it's Savinho. So what you think? You think Rodrygo's going to come out and say, I want to leave Real Madrid? He only wants to come to City. Yeah? Or maybe he'd go Arsenal. He's not going to go to fucking a dead team. He's at Real Madrid. So in his head, he's thinking, if I come out and say, I want to leave, and then City or Arsenal don't go for me, or Liverpool, I'm cooked. Because he don't want to go to, with all due respect, he's probably not going to want to go to a Villa, is he? He's not going to go, he don't want to go to a Villa that low down. Yeah, PSG don't need him. Bayern have just signed Luis Diaz. So where's he going to go? So he's probably saying to himself, I can't say anything. Because if I say something and I don't get my move, I'm going to have to stay at Real Madrid and everybody in the building is going to know that I didn't even want to be here. So that's probably the situation that Rodrygo's got. Yeah. He's probably just thinking to himself, I'm just going to have to hold tight and hope that City can flog Savinho. Yeah, this is his perspective. And then when Savinho goes, bang, City will make the move for Rodrygo. But he can't say anything. He can't say anything. And again, to flip it on these people, yeah, for the people that are saying, well, why is Rodrygo not saying anything? Why has he not said he's staying? Hey, because you're saying that. Why can't we'll flip it back on you? People are going, well, Rodrygo's not said that he wants to move. All right, but he's seen all the talk on the timeline. He's on Instagram every 5 minutes. Why does he not just put a tweet out or an Instagram post saying, don't know what everyone's talking about. I ain't going anywhere. I've got a 3-year contract with Real Madrid. I ain't leaving. And stop talking about me. Anyone talking about me, I'm going to sue you. I ain't going anywhere. But he's not said anything. So you can, it's fine. It's fine. And you can say that he's not come out and said that he wants to leave. But at the same time, the guy's on Instagram posting selfies every 5 minutes, and he's not said that he wants to stay. Again, yeah. Look at Gundogan. Look at some of these other players. They've said he's not going anywhere. Stones has said he's not going anywhere. Why can't this guy just come out and say he don't want to go anywhere? But he's not said that, has he? So for me, I just think that again, I think he probably does want to move. I think he probably is open to a move. I think tonight is back to even more. Yeah, again, you got to look at this guy's minutes. The guy's not getting played. The guy doesn't play for Real Madrid, man. He's on the bench. Today, benched. Not a single minute in the match day 1 of the La Liga for him this season. Yeah. Bringing on players like Mastantuono, brand new signing from River Plate at right wing over you. Season professional. Yeah. Bringing on players like Dani Ceballos in front of you. Yeah. Last season, Club World Cup. Didn't start the game against PSG. Started 4 minutes off the bench against Dortmund. Didn't get a single minute against Juventus. Got 24 minutes against Salzburg. Didn't get a single minute against Pachua. Yeah, his last normal minutes came against Al Hilal. Since then, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 6 games. And he's played in 6 games, 28 minutes. He's played 28 minutes in 6 matches. And I'm supposed to just sit here and believe that everything's absolutely fine. I don't believe it, man. I just don't believe it. LB Rodrygo's been posting about starting the game. Yeah, but again, bro, this is what he would do, wouldn't he? Because he's basically covering his ass. He's covering himself. Because he's thinking to himself, if I leave, no one cares about my tweets and my posts. But if I stay, everyone's going to be like, oh, he did want to stay. He's buzzing to be here. He's covering himself, man. That's what he's doing. He's covering himself. The question is, are City going to have room in the squad for him? And that depends on Savinho. And again, if you actually, everyone's going on like it's a dead deal. And so was I, because I just thought it was over because, like, I didn't deep it that much. I was just like, oh, yeah, this guy comes in and said that it's over. But actually, when you actually deep it properly and understand what's actually been said, rather than just running with it, what's actually been said is Savinho, a bid's been made. Yeah. Someone in the club has blocked the move, and that's it. That's all we've been told. We've not been told that Savio's changed his mind and he doesn't want to go. We've not been told that. Yeah, we've not been told that the fee has to be like 100 million. We just told it has to be like 70 million. And again, Savio's not tweeted anything. Why has Savio not tweeted something to say he's staying? So I think for me, exactly, B. Exactly. So this is the point. But silence speaks volumes, in my opinion. Yeah. Silence speaks volumes, because if Savio didn't want to go, he could just tweet right now and say, I don't know why everyone's talking about me. I'm not going. Same with Rodrygo, but they're not. And it's not people go, oh, well, then they do that all the time. No. This is different, man. This is like serious transfer talk, man. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like just some random rumor. I get it. You can't address every single rumor. Yeah, I'm not stupid. Yeah. But you've got literally all the journals who cover football and transfers. Every single one of them is talking about it. This isn't just a normal like rumor. And you play Spurs this week. Yeah, exactly. We play Spurs this week. Why is Savio training at home and not the club? Well, apparently he's injured. So that's probably the reason. Yeah, and then I'll add on top of that, his agent's in Manchester. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, it's quite a nice, quite. I mean, we've had some nice weather over the last few days. It's been all right. So, but I'm not sure it's a typical holiday destination for a Brazilian. Could be wrong. I mean, I'm not Brazilian. I don't know how many people from Brazil come to a vacation. Should we check? Should we Google it? How many people from Brazil come to Manchester for vacation? Maybe it's actually loads. Let's see. Do we even have an answer? In the UK, in 2023, we welcomed 340,000 people from Brazil on holiday. However, specific data on how many of these traveled to Manchester for vacation is not readily available. Okay. So 344,000 people came from Brazil to UK in 2023 for a holiday. But we don't know how many of them people come to Manchester for the holiday. Oh, it's got an estimated value. The estimated people is 15,000 Brazilians a year. So maybe he is part of the 15,000, man. He might be part of the 15,000 Brazilian people that come to Manchester every year for holiday. Yeah? Shout out the Brazilians. But it seems unlikely. And it seems very coincidental that he's chosen to come on holiday at the same time that this is all going on. LB, do you think if we can't get him this summer, Rodrygo would be willing to stay at Madrid one more year if it meant joining City next summer? Yes, unless he gets a mega offer by someone else. Unless he gets a mega offer from someone. Again, you got to put yourself, yeah, in Rodrygo's position. Rodrygo is not going to go from Real Madrid to some dead team. Yeah, there's only some top teams that he's going to join. Why would he leave Real Madrid? Yeah, unless he literally hates it, why would he do that? Why would he do that? It just doesn't make sense. So he's probably thinking to himself, if I can't get the move now, I'll leave next year. Well, it might be a bit easier. It might be a little bit easier. And City might be open to selling Savinho for a lower price if he doesn't do well this year. Same with Doku. They're blocking the move until it's just past the point where he can't play at the weekend. Well, I think that means then it should be the next 2 days, because I'm pretty sure you have to get all the documents in by midday Friday. So if City and Spurs haven't got all the documents in by midday Friday, yeah, which probably means that he has to do his medical tomorrow or Thursday, then yeah, it's probably doable. I hope you won't be crying if he does really well after pushing to get rid of Savinho. I'm not pushing to get rid of Savinho. I'm not pushing to get rid of Savinho. I'd rather have Rodrygo than Savinho, yes. But I'm not pushing to get rid of Savinho. I like Savinho. I like Savinho. He's our second best winger at the football club. But I'm not pushing for him to go. I would rather have Rodrygo, yeah. Maybe he's just waiting until we played Spurs. Yeah, potentially. Power says, not convinced that any of these swap deals will happen. I just want them to stop playing with my feelings. Either we get it done or call the deal off from Spurs. Yeah, I seen someone as well. I can't remember who it was in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you're if it was you. Someone in the chat before said that some Spurs source has come out and said apparently Spurs want to make Savignol their like what's it called? Like poster boy thing. Spurs want to make Savignol like their like this is the guy, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna take us like high up. But then they just signed Eze. But Eze's 27, so maybe like they put in like the longer term, yeah, face of the project. Yeah. I think they try to make him the face up because he's only 21, Savio, isn't he? That's what they try to do. But they have just signed Eze as well, apparently. They have just signed Eze. Kudus, the poster boy. Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Kudus a bit older. I think they want Savio to be the guy who's younger, who's going to be like, right, you're going to be a 10-year, or as Pulpy would call him, a lifer. We want Savio to come to Spurs and be a lifer, you know? Paul O'Keefe said it. Yeah, he even said himself, bro, he even said the deal's not completely over. City are just wanting a record fee. City must think, yeah, that they either can get a record fee from Spurs because they think it's close, or they must honestly think they must honestly value Savio at 70 million. It's either one or the other, isn't it? They either properly value Savio at 70, or they just have a feeling that they can get that much. Yeah. This Rodrygo saga is messing up my relationship with my boss. When I'm at work every 5 minutes, I check Fab. Mad, bro. They show no things to drag out with their marquee signings. Leave it. Yeah, facts. Exactly, man. How much would Rodrygo cost? 100 million euro. 86 million quid, man. 86 million quid. Why are we assuming that Rodrygo has done well? What Rodrygo has done will translate well to the Premier League. We saw Savinho be unreal in La Liga, only for him to drop off, according to some people. There's no guarantee with any transfer. There's no guarantee. Rodrygo could come to City and be shit, 100%. He could come and be absolutely amazing. There's no guarantee with any transfer, man. No guarantee with any transfer. Thing that scares me about Savio is if Tottenham can turn his head, what's stopping Barca or Madrid from? What, like Barca or Madrid coming in for Savio? I think for Barca or Madrid to come in for Savio would have to probably be a little bit better than he was last year. You know, I don't think Barca or Madrid are going to go and get Savio when he scored one goal. I think they probably wait longer down the development chain or the development path, and then when Rodrygo's maybe getting 10 goals and 15 assists, then they might strike. But these two teams, man, they I don't think they gamble on him. And obviously, Madrid have just signed Mastantuono. That's their star. Mastantuono's better than Savio, or he will be. Maybe not right now. Maybe, actually, I don't know. They've got him on the right wing. So, and then they've still got Mbappe and Vinny for the left wing. So they don't really need him. And then if Barcelona sign Rashford, then they won't need one either. And then they've got Yamal on the right. So I don't think them two are in the market. Scary thing is, us as a team will only get better. Beef Jerky must be a starter. I really want Rodrygo. Beef Jerky. Paul O'Keefe said Rodrygo will tell Madrid he wants to stay. I'm just not sure that's true. I genuinely believe the Ferran and Levy war is taking its toll too on the deal. They hate each other. Well, yeah, they probably do, because you got to realise City got screwed over on that Kane deal, man. Screwed over on that Kane deal. Like, City thought they had Kane. They thought there was a release clause. They thought it was all done. And then, obviously, Spurs just turned into this weird outfit that stopped answering calls, all this kind of shit, and then sold him the year later anyway, or whatever it was. So, obviously, City, and then Levy's gutted because he sold Walker for 50 million, and he realised that actually we got a steal on that. Yeah, we got a steal on the Walker deal. So there's always been, and obviously Levy hates City because City have come in and fucking ripped up the Prem and won all these leagues and shit. So, but at the end of the day, Levy's also like a tough negotiator. He is. But so's Viana. We've already seen that Viana's a tough negotiator. We've seen the documents from Cass when he was dealing with that Sporting Lisbon Juventus transfer. Yeah, we see it. I've seen the documents. You've seen the documents. The guy's like a difficult guy to negotiate with. But, you know, again, it all depends on what they're offering. because we all value Savio differently, right? We all value Savio differently. Some people say he's crap and value him at 40. Scored 1 goal, he's shit. Sell him for 40, get rid of him. Some people think he's mega and just got a bit unlucky. Some people think he's got mega potential. Yeah, I value him. I think £60 million is a fair value. So for me, I think if City are rejecting a deal more than 60, I think that, I think that's a little silly in my opinion. Well, if you go and get a replacement who's better than him, I think it's silly. I think if you sell him for less than 60, I think we probably undersold him. That's where I value him at 60 mil. But apparently City value him at 70. Yeah, so obviously, Benno, I agree, yeah. If City have been offered, where's that comment? If City have been offered 45 million, then that is crazy price, man. That's a crazy price. It's 45 million, that last offer. Yeah, that's crazy. That's so low, it's unbelievable. It's so low. But then again, if City are looking for 70 million, how do you go from 45 to 70? How does a buying club go from 45 to 70? Is that even possible? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a big gap. It's a big gap, mate. 70 is too high for me. Yeah, I think we get 70 million. I think that's a fantastic sale for City. I think that's a lot of money for a player that scored 1 goal in the Prem last year. I value at 60. I'll be what you think. We'll come on to Akanji in a bit, bro. I'll stick on this Rodrygo for a bit longer, then we'll come on to Akanji and Cole later. My problem with the Rodrygo isn't a crazy upgrade, so what's the point in taking the risk? So I think it is an upgrade, and I think it's a clear as day upgrade. And I guess this is where again, everyone's going to have a different opinion on this, innit? But I believe Rodrygo is a clear upgrade on Savinho. I think Savinho might be better than Rodrygo in 2 to 3 years, but we might not have Pep in 2 to 3 years. So I don't give a shit about 2 to 3 years at this moment in time. I'd rather give Pep the best players that he can have now for the next 2 years to allow Pep Guardiola, the manager of this football club, to win as many trophies as he can before he leaves. Yeah. Now, if Pep was to sign a 10-year contract, I might be a little bit more open because then I know. But, bro, what would you rather have? Savinho like this now, yeah? Or Savinho but mega in 3 years? But we could have a manager in 3 years and the manager might be crap. We might get a manager and he might not be a good manager. We might get a company and half of you guys don't want company. I want him, but half of you guys don't want him. We might get company in him and he might not do well. Oh, great. You don't win anything. So I'd rather have the better player now. Yeah? I'd rather have a better player now than a better player tomorrow, man. It's a crazy upgrade when it comes to output. And Rodrygo still has ceiling he hasn't reached. Maybe not as high as Savinho's, but still. Yeah, and the thing is as well, bro. Yeah, Rodrygo's only 24. People acting like Rodrygo's like 28. He's 24 years old. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and this is another thing that people need to realise as well. Everyone keeps on saying, oh, well, Savinho will be better than Rodrygo in 2 to 3 years. There's absolutely no guarantee of that. Savinho might get worse. I've said this all the time. There's no guarantee that players always get better, They can get worse. So, again, that's why I'd rather have the better player today than the better player tomorrow. Especially when I've got Pep for 2 more years. Come to some of these chats. Big up to Aditya. Say, Savio agent is still in Manchester. His agent posted an Instagram story one hour ago with the location tag, says Aditya. Still here, man. Still on holiday, bro. You know what I mean? Big up, bro. Big up, Sam says, big up LB, another 2-0 win for the Coles today. 4 games undefeated now. Might be up for promotion to Division 7 this season. Up the Coles. You was watching the Coles? Yeah, I was watching Real Madrid, man. Your game was probably better than ours as well. Real Madrid game was dead. Can't lie. Real Madrid looking ass. Not good, mate. Yeah, shout out to Coles every time. Big up Corolla says, injured enough training at home. No physio treatment. That's a good point. You would have thought if he was injured, the City would want him at the stadium or at the academy for treatment, wouldn't you? Yeah, he's not injured. We all know he's not fucking injured. Yeah, we all know he's not fucking injured, man. And a big old Blue Cactus as well says, with Pep extending, Rodrygo may be more likely. Maybe, but I think Rodrygo doesn't really care about that. I think that's an added bonus. I think for me, bro, yeah, Rodrygo, I think wants to join Pep Guardiola. We know that, yeah. The guy's glazed him. Yeah, the guy's glazed Pep. Pep's glazed Rodrygo. Yeah, I think Rodrygo wants it. The problem is Rodrygo can't come out and say that he wants to leave. Either on Instagram, yeah, in an interview or via the press. Because if he does that and City can't sign him because we've got too many players, he's cooked at Real Madrid. You know what that fan base is like? You know what that fan base is like? You see what they did to Gareth Bale. See what they did to other players at that. If you don't know about what Real Madrid do to their players, yeah, when they shit hits the fan, then maybe they need to research it, man. That fan base is crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy fan base. And if he comes out and says, "Nah, I want to leave. I'm not happy here. I want to go City," and he's like, "Yeah, exactly. And facts. He's already the scapegoat. He's already the scapegoat. It's not going to help him. It's not going to help him, man, by putting out a statement or like letting people know that he wants to leave. He's just going to sit tight. He's going to keep doing these Instagram posts saying, 'Wish everybody a good week. Working hard today.' All this kind of crap. Yeah, get on with it. He's not going to say anything because if he can't get out of there, then at least on September the 1st, when the season's over, he can just come out and say, 'I never wanted to leave. I never wanted to leave. I'm happy here.' And then all the fans will be like, 'Oh, buzzing.' When actually he did need to leave. He wanted to leave. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, man. He's a scapegoat because he's cheeks. Nah, Taliban, get out of here, bro. Brain Bailey says Arsenal looking at Rodrygo. They probably are. I think Arsenal probably are looking at Rodrygo. But I said this last week. I think Arsenal are in the market for Rodrygo, but I think Rodrygo prefers City. But if he can't go to City because we can't get rid of players, he'll go to Arsenal. That's my view. Unless he doesn't want to go to Arsenal, but I think he will. I think that's what's going to happen. Because otherwise, it makes no sense to me as to why Arsenal didn't get Eze. 50 million quid for Eze. 50 million quid for Eze. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. And they didn't go for him. Why? Because they've got something else lined up. Rodrygo. That's my sort of theory. But Rodrygo prefers City. So he's holding out. He's waiting out for City. But City needs to get rid of a player. The player that they try to get rid of, or maybe not trying to, but the player that's available to be sold is Savinho. But at the same time, City know that to buy Rodrygo, it's going to cost a lot of money. And they're not just going to let Savinho go on the cheap, especially to Spurs. So, end result is it's going to be a fucking long, drawn-out process. And add to the fact that we actually play Spurs on Saturday, City probably don't want to sell Savinho before the game, because if you sell to Spurs before the game, you know he's scoring. You know he's scoring against us if we sell him. It's obviously going to happen. It's obviously going to happen. They just increased Trossard wages. They ain't getting Rodrygo. I just don't see why a Trossard wage increase means they wouldn't get him. I don't really see the connection. LB, reckon we could convince Levy to take Doku rather than Savinho? Probably not. If he wanted Doku, he probably would have got Doku, and I think City would sell Doku for cheaper than Savinho. Do we actually have to get rid of someone to sign him? I think we do. I think we're way too stacked. I think homegrown rule, I think we have to get rid of someone, and we just have way too many players. We'd have Doku, Savinho, Rodrygo, Bob, just for the wings, 2 positions. On top of that, Marmoush, who plays in one of those positions, Foden and Cherky. Yeah, we got way too much. We got to get rid of someone. We got to get rid of a player. Man. Let me show you some of the stuff that's just come out. Oh, why's people sending me? Let me show you some of the stuff that's come out anyway. For the people that have not seen it yet. Here we go. So we'll come on to Donnarumma and Akanji in a bit, yeah. But this is the tweet that obviously say that he's still like looking for the move, and then Fabrizio still saying it's on. Say someone's blocking it at City, but at City blocking it because they want a higher fee. So I still think it's on, man. I still think it's on. It's just, are Spurs going to pay what City are asking for? Are Spurs going to pay what City are asking for? And what are City asking for? Is it £70 million or is it €70 million? Because if it's £70 million, I'd be amazed if Spurs pay that. Why block the move? Because they're looking for more money. Is it just a negotiation tactic? Have City gone back to Spurs and said, listen, mate, we all want to sell him, yeah, at the price that we all want to sell him at this price. Yeah, but this geezer upstairs, he's got the final say and he's blocking the deal. And he said he's only going to do it if you do this price. Otherwise, it's cooked. And then Spurs are like, right, what do we do? Do we pay the money or not? And now Spurs, are they deliberating over it? Yeah. Are they deliberating over it? But again, I go back to the fundamental point, yeah. What's this tweet? Oh, Echeverry's in fucking Dusseldorf. All right, come on, my baller, bro. Come on, man. I tear that league up and don't listen to anything that fucking bald fraud says to you, mate, yeah? Yeah, I'm fucking bald. I can't say that anymore, can't. Shit. I'm cooked. Yeah, don't listen to anything that guy says to you, mate, yeah? Because you'll come back and be shit, man. Yo, come on, Echeverry. I tear that league up. Yeah, I come back to the simple thesis in my brain is simple. Yeah, the simple thesis in my brain is simple, yeah? If this deal was dead, why haven't any of City's sources, yeah, the good ones, why haven't any of them done a tweet or anything to say this deal's dead? Why not? Why has Jack Gore not done a new article and said it's over? Why has Jack Gore not done a tweet? Why has Sam Lee not done a tweet? Why has Badjikovsky not done a tweet? Why has Steve Brennan not done a tweet? Why is that Tyler Mitchell? Yeah, MEN. Why has he not done anything? None of them. Not one. Not one. So you're telling me it's dead, but not one City source has come out and told everyone to stop talking about it because it's dead. Just like the. Yeah, but Graham Bailey, man, like, bro, he's not getting the news from City, mate. I don't know where he's getting the news from. I think he might be getting it from the players' side. But why has no one got it from City? Bald on bald violence. As I said it, I was like, shit, I'm fucking bald, man. Yeah. I'm fucking bald. I can't cook him anymore. It's a poker deal, guys, for fuck's sake. Can't you see it first to blink and all that? Exactly, man. In the system without Nori inverting, though, I can see why Savinho being great, but I doubt he'll play on the left anyway, though. No, I agree. I like Savinho, yeah, but I think he's miles better as a left winger, but he's not going to be playing left wing. Pep obviously doesn't want to. Pep likes playing inverted wingers, man. Pep likes playing inverted wingers. That's just what he likes at the moment. Now, he has played non-inverted wingers. He played Sarni. In fact, Sarni very rarely played on the right, did he? Very rare. Don't know how many games he played Sarni on the right, but from what I can remember, most of Sarni's time come on the left-hand side. But Savinho's mega on the left. I think he'll cook. That's why we bought him. We bought him as a left winger at Girona. And again, people go, well, he's not done anything at City on the left wing. He had 3 or 4 games in a row where he got like 6 G&A on the left-hand side. I mean, he got half of his G&A in 4 games last year on the left. LB wearing a hoodie in the summer is a violation. Well, bro, it's just a little bit cold, isn't it? Fab tweet. Oh man, what are we doing here? Is this one of these stupid tweets again? Manchester City are still in talks with Donnarumma. Nah, I fucking don't believe this. Xavi Alonso says in his press conference, Rodrygo, nothing is happening. I count on Rodrygo, of course. It's just a game. This was my decision. Nah, I do not believe this. I'm sorry. Chat, do you believe that? And again, for the people that didn't watch the game, he didn't start the game. He was benched. He then subbed on Mastantuono at right wing instead of Rodrygo, and then even subbed on Dani Ceballos instead of this guy. You believe that he's doing that? So basically, yeah, you count on Rodrygo. You count on a Rodrygo, but not ahead of a 19-year-old Mastantuono who's never kicked a ball in Spain, and not ahead of Dani Ceballos. Okay, I know Ceballos is a midfielder, but still, you can put him in the midfield. You played Osasuna, mate. Yeah, Osasuna were doing nothing. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. And again, chat, yeah, we've already done the maths. In the last 6 games for Real Madrid, Rodrygo has played 28 minutes. Club World Cup and the game today. Last 6 games, Club World Cup and today, 28 minutes. Why is it Xabi Alonso playing Rodrygo? Exactly. Counting him 100 times. What do you say? I counted him, of course, but it doesn't even play him. Rodrygo is leaving. So again, this is why, like, it's a madness. It's a madness. I know flaws. I do want Rodrygo. I want Rodrygo. I 100% want Rodrygo. And if I could, my preferred option would be to sell Doku and get Rodrygo, but that's not an option. That's not an option because no one's buying this guy. So the option is Savinho. So yeah, I'm selling Savinho. I would rather it be Doku, but it's not available. So Savinho, sorry, I'd rather have Rodrygo. How can Mastantuono come in the last 3 days and start before Rodrygo, says Dennis? Exactly, bro. Rodrygo will leave Real Madrid before the transfer window shuts. He'll join Man City, says James. Stop hating Doku. I'm not hating Doku. I'm just saying, if that's my opinion, I'd rather get rid of Doku than Savinho. Bro saved us many times last season. Okay. LB, this looks like Declan Rice saga. Arsenal might get him. Nah, it's different to that one. It's different because they was already in talks, man. They was already in talks. They were already in talks with Rice, and then we jumped on the back of it, man. We jumped on the back of it. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with that one. Shout out to Tinsay said if Pep fucks up the lineup, we have an emergency stream. Bro, we're not even talking about Pep, man, and you're still going on about this. We're talking about transfers. We're talking about Rodrygo. Bro, you've got to just chill with the Pep hatred, mate. Just a little bit. Reel it in. Just reel the Pep hatred in a little bit, bro, yeah? Because it's a bit of a madness. It's a bit of a madness. Big up PLS says LB out here looking like prime Bruce Willis. Oh yeah, I'll take that, man. Bruce Willis is a solid looking geezer, mate. I can't lie. Yeah, I'll take that. Bruce Willis. Yeah, I'll take that one. Yo, Big up to Million as well says having to do watch alongs of an Eric Ten Hag team to scout HMSE growth will be dead. Well, I know. I know, bro. I know it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. It's what it is. Anyway, let's move on from Rodrygo. We'll see what 42 minutes. How the fuck have we just 42 minutes? Bro, time goes by rapid. How the fuck have we just spent 42 minutes speaking about art? That's crazy. Okay, next up. Yeah, look at here. Look at the boy. That's the next Messi chat right there. Etcha Messi playing Champions League. All right, come on, bro. Put the fries in the back, man. Right, let's go. Fabrizio Romano's been speaking about the goalkeeping situation again. I'm still told. So obviously the updates on this were City apparently wanted 25 million euros, which is quite a lot. Yeah. And Galatasaray, I think, put a bid in of like 10 or 13 or something. So there's quite a gap there. Then we seen news last night come out. I think it was Plettenberg or someone come out last night and said that Galatasaray are actually turning their attention away from Ederson towards Diogo Costa, which to me felt like a little bit of a hint from Galatasaray to say, City, if you don't come down, we are going to move on. Anyway, Fabrizio's now saying, I'm still told Galatasaray are working on the Ederson deal, negotiating with the Ederson's agents and with Manchester City about Ederson's fee. This still remains the case. Donnarumma is patiently waiting to go to Manchester City, and an agreement on personal terms is almost okay with very positive conversations over a contract. Manchester City and PSG conversations this week are advancing quite well. Donnarumma is ready to go to Manchester City. He is attracted by the possibility. Donnarumma is prepared to go there, is prepared to compete, and prepared to do his best for Pep Guardiola. The player is absolutely super keen on a move to Manchester City. And of course, remember as well, apparently, Pep is apparently Pep saying he loves Donnarumma. He thinks he's the top three goalkeepers in the world right now. So the question is, who budges on the fee? Who budges on the fee? Do Galatasaray come up to Manchester City? Does City come down? Do we meet in the middle? I never thought we'd get 25 million euro. I never thought. I think that's. I don't think you're gonna get. I don't think you're gonna get that for Ederson. I just don't. Yeah, I was saying I think you might get 10, 15 mil max. So 15 million. What's that? About 19 million euro. What is that? euro 15 GBP. Euro 15 million euros is 12. Sorry, wait, what was I saying there? 15 million quid is 17 million euro. What's 20 million euro? 20 million euros is 17 million pound. I think that's fair, man. Well, it's still cheap, but considering he's got 1 year left on the deal, he don't want to be here. I think that's fair. 20 million euros, 17 million quid. You're probably transferring that straight to the bank account of a football club in France. Get it done, man. If you don't want to be here, he doesn't want to be here. He wants to move on. No problem. Legend. Thank you very much for everything you've achieved. No problem with you having a little bit of a move before you end up retiring in a few years. I'm cool with that. But I'd be surprised if we get 25. You know, I think, like, obviously this Viana guy's done some mad deals on the incomings. Yeah. He's done some mad deals, but and I wouldn't put it past him getting 25 million euro, but it would be a little surprising. It would, because I just think that's a lot, man. I think that's a lot for Edison. Like, you got to look at some of the market, yeah. Look at the market. Look at the market, man. Like, Chelsea didn't even want to pay 8 million quid for Mainan or whatever it was. Or they bid 8 million for Mainan, and AC Milan wanted 20, and Chelsea went no. For some reason, the market's a little bit weird, mate. Buy a club in France. Why? Because you're going to get the money from Galatasaray, and then you just give it straight to PSG because we're going to buy Donnarumma in it. So yeah, get the money from Galatasaray, send it straight to France. I know some people don't want us to sign Galatasaray, but I think so. Galatasaray don't have that sort of dough for a keeper. I know. That's another reason why I think you're going to struggle, because they give out mad transfer wages, don't they? They give wages out for big time. Chelsea's after you, Nan. But yeah, it's I still think that one's more likely. I think that's more likely than the Rodrygo and the Savinho one. Definitely. Because look, your starting position here is that yeah, your starting position on this one, you know that Donnarumma's leaving PSG. That's a fact. He is leaving PSG. They banned him from the squad. Yeah, so that's a start. That's why you know this for me is more likely than the Rodrygo, because Rodrygo isn't banned from the squad. Yeah, he might be de facto banned because he can't even get on the pitch against Osasuna. However, he's not banned from the squad. He's still in the stadium. He's still on the bench. He still trains. Yeah, Donnarumma's not even allowed to be in the squad. They've completely banned him. So he's got to leave. On top of that, our goalkeeper wanted to leave last year, stayed. He still wants to leave, clearly. And we're in talks with the club. So, and yeah, as well, Benno, everybody else has pulled out the talks. United sources are saying United are not in for him. Chelsea sources are saying they're not in for him. Yeah. And I was on a panel show today with a guy, Chelsea fan, who said Sanchez is better than Donnarumma. Yeah. So, Donnarumma, you don't want to go into Chelsea, mate, if their fans think you're shitter than Sanchez, who's terrible. Yeah. The disrespect there is on madness. I think it's probably going to happen. Or it's certainly more likely to happen. Nothing on Ortega. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing on Ortega, man. I've not seen any news on that. Not for a couple of weeks. Or maybe it was like a week ago, actually. Maybe 2 weeks ago. I seen it's like, there are a couple of German teams in the Bundesliga that want to sign Ortega. There were no names, though. There were no names. It was just, we've had no bids. We've had 0 bids on it. Donnarumma is so useless. We shouldn't have signed Trafford if we're just going to make him the Scott Carson, says Rampage. Well, he won't be the Scott Carson. He'd probably be the backup, wouldn't he? He'd probably be the backup. PSG showed it's possible to play great football with Donnarumma in net, yet it was not enough for Enrique to want to keep him. Why? Red flag, in my opinion. I don't know. He obviously wants a goalkeeper to be better with the ball at his feet. But Donnarumma won the treble. You can win stuff with Donnarumma in net because they won the fucking treble. And he made some really good saves. He made some really, really, really good saves. What did Pep say, by the way, today about the about goalkeeper? Bailey, in the chat, I seen you tweet about it, but I wasn't like dialed in. I wasn't focused. Pep today in his interview spoke about goalkeepers with the ball at his feet. Did he basically say, like, did he back up the thing that he wouldn't want Donnarumma, basically, because Donnarumma isn't the best on the ball? Or did he change his mind? He said something today. I'm just happy with Trafford for now. I'm happy with Trafford, but I think to turn down Donnarumma is a bit strange. Essentially, there is a minimum level of playing out from the back that he needs. So he must feel that Donnarumma has that minimum level. He must do. He must do. He must feel that Donnarumma meets the requirement. We'll see, man. Joe Hart didn't meet the requirement. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. But clearly, he wants him. Donnarumma overrated. Donnarumma ain't that bad with his feet. Well, again, he doesn't have to be amazing. Apparently, Pep's just saying he wants a minimum level. Pep's just saying he wants someone with a minimum like kicking ability. LB Fabrizio on his own podcast said City's initial plan was to sign Donnarumma as a free agent in 2026. Maybe Trafford knew. I think that's BS. I think that's complete and utter BS, bro. I'll tell you why I think it's BS. It's because it's because what's he called? Donnarumma said after the Club World Cup or the Champions League final, I can't remember which one it was, that he wanted to stay and he was staying. And they offered him a contract and then withdrew the contract. So when City went to Donnarumma 3 months ago and said, "Oh, would you be interested in joining City next year on a free transfer?" He would have said at that point, he would have said, "No, I'm staying at PSG. They've offered me a deal. I'm staying here." So I don't think that's legit. I don't think that's true, man. Otherwise, everything that Donnarumma has said has not been true. Everything that's come from Donnarumma's camp has been a lie. Because they've said that was why they wanted to take legal action, because they said that they offered him a contract and they've withdrawn the contract offer. So how was Donnarumma going to sign a free contract with City then if he's under contract next year? He wouldn't have been able to. So I don't think that's true, man. I think the focus is more on being able to keep a higher line, having a keeper that can perform better on 1v1s should the line fail, rather than having a keeper with good feet to contribute to the attack. I agree. And that's where I've changed my mind on this. It's because if we are playing this high line, you do need a goalkeeper that can bail you out a couple of times. I don't think the way we play now, I think it requires a shot-stopping goalkeeper more than it does someone playing out from the back. In the treble year, when you have an incredible defensive unit in front of you, I think it's the opposite. I think you're probably better off with a ball-playing goalkeeper because you didn't need to make as many saves because your defense was mega. But we all know that we're going to get cooked quite a lot this year defensively when you play Aït-Nouri and Nunes. Not because they're shit, just because they're not elite-level defenders. In the treble year, you had Walker, Akanji was good that year, and then Ake left-back. You had elite-level defenders, and then John Stones and Diaz. We're not going to have that this year. We're going to have two centre-backs who will probably be elite, hopefully are elite, and then two full-backs who are decent. So you're going to open yourself up, man. You're going to open yourself up to more shots on target, be more vulnerable. So that's why, for me, I think you're better off with a shot stopper. But yeah, they still need to be able to meet a minimum level of ball playing ability because you're still going to need them to play out from the back. They can't just be completely like dog shit. You know what I mean? See what else you guys are saying. Smash these likes up as well, chat, if you've not done so already, man. Why would City get Donnarumma if PSG thought they were upgrading with Chevalier? I don't know. But it's a market opportunity, isn't it? It's a market opportunity. I don't think City did want Donnarumma. I think he's become available on the market. Ederson still wants to leave. I think Ederson would have probably stayed. Donnarumma's become available on the market. Ederson's probably let City know that, listen, I would be open to a move, but I'm not going to spit me dummy out if I have to stay. And City have said to Ederson, well, Donnarumma's available. If you want to leave, we could potentially do a move. I think it's a market opportunity. I think it is a market opportunity. And that's why they've gone for him. Because again, this wasn't meant to happen. This wasn't a plan. The guy was meant to stay at PSG. That's what he said himself. He said, I had a contract offer from PSG. So this wasn't part of the plan. This is City acting on a player who's become available on the market. We didn't expect him to become available. And City have gone, Pep, what are you saying? Do you rate Donnarumma? And Pep's obviously gone, yeah, I do rate Donnarumma. I think he's mega. And City going, right, let's put the wheels in motion. Edison, do you still want to go? Yeah, sound, right. Get yourself a move. We're making a move. I think that's how it's worked, man. I don't think this was part of the plan. I think City have just reacted to a market, which is right. That's what you should do. If a player becomes available on the market that you think can benefit your team, you should sign the player. Nah, Flaws, I think you're completely wrong, bro. You got to listen to what Donnarumma's saying in his interviews. LB, Donnarumma's an okay shot stopper with one good season and bad ball playing. We in for a rude awakening when he makes so many errors. We'll see. Pep Guardiola said he's top 3 goalkeepers in the world, bro. So, but then you got Trafford. So if you just start making pure errors, drop him. Bench him. Yeah, bench him, man. If he starts making errors, you're not just going to carry on playing when you got James Trafford. Bench him. What's this? Craig Hope. Is this about Isak? Oh, that Isak news before chat was wild. Absolutely wild. Newcastle now have no intention of allowing Alexander Isak to leave. Yeah, I feel like they had no choice. I feel like Isak might have fucked himself over that statement, man. I can't lie. Because, yeah, I think they have to, chat. I think Newcastle have to make a stand here now, man, and be like, yo, we're not getting bullied here, mate. You can go next year, but you can't bully us. Club have pursued alternatives and would have explored sale to Liverpool. But the message from the top tonight is clear. He'll be told he is staying. Oh, he's cooked himself. He's absolutely cooked himself with that statement, mate. Yeah? You idiot. You idiot, mate. What have you done? What have you done, man? What have you done? You're finished, mate. What have you done to yourself here? Why has he done that, chat? He has to do it. They have to. I don't think you can allow a player to go on strike, not turn up, release a statement. You've not seen the statement? Yeah, I'll put the statement on screen for people that haven't seen the statement. Here we go. So he's put, I've kept quiet for quite a long time while some others have preferred to speak. The silence that has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now and why change is in the best interest of everybody, not just myself, Isak. Oh, nah, man. You need to get better representation, man. Honestly, I'll be a better representative for you. I'll be a better agent for you, mate. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, dearie me. Bro really thought he could fucking bully Saudis. Nah. Bro thought he could bully the Saudis, chat. Oh, my days. Bro is naive. He is naive. He thinks he can bully the Saudis. Nah, he needs to learn. He needs to learn. He's cooked. Yeah, he does need to tell us what he was promised. That would be pretty cool. Enjoy the bench, pal. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there now, though, because he's cooked himself there. Yeah, I don't think Newcastle can afford to sell him now, man, because it'll look like they've given in. And it'll look like you're weak, even though maybe they're not in a situation, but you know what it's like. So I don't know what he does. And obviously they play Liverpool next week, man. They play Liverpool next week. So if I was Isak, man, I'd go back tomorrow and be like, right. Like, are you actually not selling me? And they go, no. Say, right, get me back in the team. Let me cook. Yeah, let me cook. It's World Cup year. Yeah, exactly. It's World Cup year. People are saying, oh, he just won't play. He'll just go on strike for a year. Strike for a year when it's a World Cup year. What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? Bro's been banished in. Honestly, it's crazy. Yeah, no, exactly, Chris. This is what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying this. Everyone's saying, bro, you can't just come out there, release a statement like that, a bombastic statement, and then not tell us what the promises are. You need to tell us what the promises are, man. Tell us what the promises are. Tell us what the promises were. Tell us who made the promises. Tell us how detailed the promises were. Yeah, was it just like an off-the-cuff comment? Was it just an off-the-cuff thing? Oh, mate, you're coming for a pint tonight? Yeah. and then you ring your mate, say, you coming for a pint? Oh, nah. Broken promises. No, mate, it was just off the cuff. You said I would come into the pub. I said, yeah, and then fucking decided to go cinema. Yeah, just off the cuff. How deep was the conversation? Was it a deep conversation? Did you sit down in an office? Did you shake hands? So yeah, he needs to tell everybody what's going on. Or yeah, stop crying. Oi, Vasco, been waiting for you. What you said about this TNT sauce, man? It's a Brazilian sauce. We've been waiting for Brazilians to arrive in the chat. Let me pull this up on screen, and then Vasco can let us know, like, what this is saying. Vasco, this sauce here, bro. It's a Brazilian sauce. TNT Sports Brazil. This account, 9 million followers. Do you know where they are? Are they decent? Are they known for bullshitting? Are they known for telling the truth? Let us know, mate. Let us know in the chat. Thoughts on Pep saying he may extend and feels good? Yeah, I think it's more probably just off the cuff sort of thing, saying, "Oh, if I feel good, I'll extend." I don't really deep it too much, to be honest with you. But obviously they're happy. You know what I mean? Big up Vasco says, yeah, they're decent major TV channel. Are they known though? Are they known for getting information right? Do you know what I mean? Are they known for like giving correct information? Or are they sort of like bullshitters or like storytellers? Or like, you know what I mean? Like if when they speak to people in Brazil, go, oh shit, that's actually true. That's actually legit going to happen. Let us know, man. Big up Massum says LB Donnarumma is prepared to play for Pep and City. Yeah, prepared. Did you see that tweet, bro? You know, how many times did what to say prepared in that tweet? But yeah, he is prepared to play for City. He's prepared to play for Pep. He's prepared to fight for his position. Has he replied? I don't see it, man. They broke the Neymar to PSG deal. What? Is that true? Yeah, they broke the Neymar to PSG deal. That's crazy. We'll see then. We'll see. Well, yeah, they're saying Rodrygo is open to a move to Manchester City. Yeah, so we'll see. Big up Basson. Big up Cactus says Alisson 72 million euros. Edison at 32. You ain't getting 20 million plus. Well, that's what I think. I don't think we will. Either. I think, yeah, 20 million euros max. You're looking at about 16 million quid. I think that's good business, man. I think that's good business. He says, when they speak generally, it's legit, bro. They have a reputation around here. They own the right for the Champions League around here as well. They're a big group. No way. Okay, cool. We'll see then. We'll see. But Vasco's from Brazil, chat. He said it's a legit. When they put out news, it's usually legit. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, big up Blue Cactus. I agree with you, man. Big up Brandon, who says LB wouldn't having Donnarumma play for knockout competitions and Trafford for the league be good for them since Barca did it with Enrique during the treble year. It reminds me of the Netherlands 2014 World Cup. I mean, you could do it. I just think it's weird because, like, bro, Donnarumma's going to be on mega cash, you know. Mega cash. 250 grand a week net, they're saying. Net before that's after taxes. So you're really going to have that guy just to play cup games? I don't personally see it. I think it would work in principle because I think Trafford probably would be better for the league and Donnarumma probably would be better for the Champions League based off what I've seen of their shot stopping ability. Probably would say Donnarumma's better shot stopper. So yeah, but for me personally, I'm not a massive fan of it. Yeah, I prefer just have a number one goalkeeper. I don't even like switching out goalkeepers for Carabao Cup and shit. If it was me, I'd play the same goalkeeper every single game in every single competition. Yeah, but obviously, you know, managers, especially the ones from like, you know, Europe and that, they do that a lot more. So yeah, I think it's possible. I'd just be surprised. I'd just be surprised Pep benching Donnarumma in the league for James Trafford. I really would. But James Trafford had a good, he did have a good Prem debut, Aaron. He did have a good Premier debut. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, man. And he didn't look nervous and that. And yeah, if we didn't get a goalkeeper and Pep was like Trafford, I'd be like, I wouldn't be going, this is a disgrace. I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous. I'd be saying, I'm a bit nervous. He's only 22. Last time he was in the Prem, he was ass. So I'm going to be nervous. But I don't think it would be a decision where I'd be like, what the fuck are we doing? Do you know what I mean? But I would rather have Donnarumma. Like, I'm sorry, but Donnarumma's a treble-winning goalkeeper. Like, it's not. That's just, it's what it is. It's what it is. Oops, just turned the chat off. Yo, Carrizio goal in the Libertadores. All right, come on, man. I've been lit with this guy as well, chat. Carrizio, 16 million quid. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can find a goal. This guy plays for... I can't remember who he plays for. Let me see if I can see it. Carrizio. Maher Carrizio is special, someone's just tweeted. He's a good player. I can't lie. He's a very good player. Oh, Velez. That's who he plays for. Velez. Let me see if I can find the goal. Apparently, City want this guy. This is going to be our next... this is going to be our next one, chat. Our next Argentinian. He's a good player, man. I can't like. He grew on me in Sudamericano. He grew on me big time. I'll see if I can find the goal in a minute. Oh, I found it. Let me have a look. Let me see. Cross comes in. Header. Nice. Is that him? Yeah, nice header, man. He's a decent player. He's a very technical player. Very technical. I don't think he's like as exciting as like a Messi or something or an Alvarez, but he's a very technical player. See what happens. But yeah, City are being linked heavily with Carrizio. 16 million quid, they reckon City are going to go back in for. Do you know what I mean? Yo, big up Savinho, man. I'm baffled by that decision from Newcastle, says Alf. What? Baffled by the decision not to sell him? But the problem that they've got is, bro, if they're selling, it makes them look weak. Do you not think? Do you not think it makes them look weak, Alf? Because then every single player, Newcastle will just be like, oh, I want to leave, I'll just go and strike. Bruno has enough. Oh, I'll just go and strike. Tonali has enough. Oh, I'll just go and strike. They'll sell me. I think sometimes the club has to make a decision, which actually, short term, maybe medium term, is actually detrimental. But long term, it's a positive because it sets a precedent. You cannot force our hand. I agree. In the short term, it probably isn't the right decision to make short term. Because short term, they're going to have a player who don't want to be there. Who knows when he's going to turn up? They're going to be sat with this asset that's doing fuck all, yeah? And it's just dead short term. But the short term option is to sell him, get the cash in, short term good, because he can reinvest that into a player that actually wants to be there. But long term, what does that tell everybody else at the football club? Oh, I want to leave. Oh, you're not leaving. I'll just do what Isak did then and go and strike because you'll sell me. I just think Newcastle, unfortunately for them, have been put in this awkward situation from Isak. I think they have to take this decision just to fucking not do it, man. Yeah, I think they do. I think they just have to take the just saying you're not being sold. We'll sell you next year. They can say to him, listen, we'll sell you next year at this price or whatever. We'll sell you based on market value, just like they would have done this year, like they've said, but we're not selling you now. Unfortunately, the way you've acted, we're not going to sell you. Yeah, and at the same time as well, yeah, get better fucking agents, mate. You want to leave the football club, yeah, put a release clause in the contract. I can't believe players are still signing contracts without release clauses. It's mad. Well, it's not mad because obviously you probably get a lower wage if you have a release clause. They're just greedy. They're just greedy, man. Yeah, he's trying to bully the Saudis, man. The guy doesn't know. Well, he will know. Yeah. He fucking will know. Soon enough. You'll know soon enough, mate. Yeah. Sold his gaff. Well, you'll have to go and fucking live with the students in student accommodation, mate. Yeah. Like Rodri when he was at Valencia or whatever. Mad. If Newcastle had a good striker or two, they could use the Isak money, but they have nothing, and Nicholas Jackson is 80 million. Yeah, exactly. There's no strikers on the market. Yeah, there's no strikers on the market. The drop-off would be mad. You'd be going getting someone like a Jackson, who people are now trying to gaslight and say that he's fucking mega when he's just not that great. So no, club statement from Newcastle coming soon. What, like today? Oh, come on, drop it on the live, man. Drop it on the live. And I'm here, man. I'm here repping the Oil Brothers. Don't worry. If any Newcastle fans in the chat, I'm not too sure what side I'm on here. I'm very much on the side of Newcastle Football Club, mate. Yeah? Come on. Crazy. Anyway, what was we talking about? We were talking about the goalkeeper situation with Donnarumma and that. Yeah. I think it's going to happen, man. But I'm getting bored of this topic now. I don't know if anyone else is getting bored of this topic, but I'm getting a bit bored of this topic. Yeah. Like what we're doing here. Just sell Edison if he's going and buy a Donnarumma and just get it done with, and then we can move on, man. But this whole thing about, because it's creating this, what do you think Trafford thinks and that? What about Trafford? What Trafford? It's just like, just get the thing done and just let us deal with it. Yeah, rather than this speculation. But it sounds like Donnarumma to me is defo like City's first choice. Like he wants City as the first choice, doesn't he? If he's leaving PSG, which he is, he defo wants to come to City as his first choice. Because I'm seeing people say, City are only going to get rid of Edison if once they sign Donnarumma. But for me, I'm like, is it not the other way around? Is it not City will sell Donnarumma once we get rid of Edison? Like, I don't think City are, because that sounds to me like we're actively trying to push Edison away, which I don't think we are. I think Edison's moving. I think it's Edison the one that wants to leave. Yeah, based off again the fact he wanted to leave last year. And I think City said, okay, well, if we do come to an agreement with Galatasaray, we'll then go and get Donnarumma. The question is, how long's Donnarumma going to sit around for before he goes to City? Sorry, mate, I can't wait anymore. Yeah, I need a football club. I can't not have a football club. I'm fucking Donnarumma. I'm 26 years old. Donnarumma, I'm not asked if it happens or not. Rodrygo's my priority. Rodrygo will be my priority as well. I can't lie. Donnarumma was on 10 million euros a year, wanted a new contract, 12. Now people are saying he wants 24 million euros a year. Nonsense. It says Mad Hatter. Well, that's the reported numbers. Didn't a source say we prefer to keep Edison? Yeah, which is why, again, I think it's probably Edison, the one that's wanting the move, and City is saying, okay, well, we're not asked. We're not forcing you out. So if we can agree a fee, no problem. But City probably are not ready to full send Trafford. They might be ready to full send Trafford, but just think, sorry, we can't turn down this opportunity to bring in a treble-winning goalkeeper in Donnarumma. What else you guys saying? Rodrygo's in denial if he's staying in Decalia. Is that guy? Are we taking this guy as a legit source now? I've seen a lot of people say we are. Big Inkster says, worst case, Donnarumma doesn't work out. He's 26, whole value way better than Edison. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, if we get this guy at a good fee, which is, we should do. We ain't paying more than 20 million quid for Donnarumma. Then, yeah, we'll sell him. We'll probably make a profit. Even if he's shit, we'll probably make a profit. And that as LB, what you see in Donnarumma is a mid-shot stopper with nothing else special. I don't really see, bro, I'm not the one that's signing the player. I just don't think you can really, bro, look at the performances this guy was putting in the Champions League last year. Phenomenal saves. And obviously Pep apparently rates him as top 3. I'm not that arsed on Donnarumma. Personally, I would sign him. But like I say, I'm not out here again saying if we don't sign him, I'm fuming. If you offered me either Donnarumma or Rodrygo, yeah, it'd be Rodrygo every day. I like as the option. If you give me one option, you can either sign Donnarumma as a goalkeeper or Rodrygo as a winger. I'd sign Rodrygo. But I still take him. What are the chances of Liverpool bid for Rodrygo now? Potentially high. If they're not getting Isak, they can upgrade that left wing position. Gakpo's decent, man, but he's upgradable easy. Yeah, easy, he's upgradable. So if they go and get Rodrygo, they can promise him to play him on the left. That's another thing. City can't promise Rodrygo will be playing on the left because we've got Mamouche. So City, when they're going for Rodrygo, say, yeah, you can play on the left, but you'll also play on the right and that. Liverpool can say to Rodrygo, you will be playing left wing and that's it. You ain't playing right wing, mate, because you ain't getting in front of Salah. So he'll be like, buzzing. Yeah. And then they'd have Rodrygo, Ekatike and Salah. Arsenal could offer him left wing, but Arsenal don't win anything. So I don't know if he'd want to go to a club like Arsenal. At least at Liverpool wins trophies, don't they? Liverpool win trophies. You go Arsenal, fucking hell. You don't win shit. Big up El Dorado with their super chat. Big up to you, man. Appreciate it. Big up Toby says, reckon we go back in for Livramento and they sell. I don't know, but that would be hilarious. I did say this, last week. I said, imagine if Newcastle refused to sell Isak, sell Livramento to City, and then in the sort of goodbye you know when clubs sell a player, they do like an article on the website. They put, Newcastle have sold Livramento to Manchester City for X price. Newcastle wishes to thank Tino Livramento for his extremely brilliant commitment to the football club, and even during the course of these negotiations has been 100% committed to the football club and was willing to stay should the deal not be done. And I put some proper fucking like bitchy ass statement out on the fucking website. That's what they should do, man. But obviously, Newcastle fans probably won't agree with that. But Newcastle fans could agree that would be pretty fucking funny if they did that. Pretty detrimental to your team because then you lose the Livramento, but still pretty funny. Hold that Isak, man. Shout out Inkster says, loving the stream LB, Donnarumma 10 out of 10 against the Rags soon. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. I mean, he seems a little bit split. Some people think he's a bit of a bozo, man. But again, I'm not going to claim I watched loads of him because I've not. I've only watched him when I've watched Italy and when I've watched PSG Champions League games. But I've never watched him and thought he's a fucking bozo. You know what I mean? And last year in the Champions League, some of the saves he was pulling out were phenomenal. Phenomenal. And again, Pep reckons he's top 3 goalkeeper in the world. So we'll see what happens, man. Big up Vasco says, Warner Bros. Turner Group, bro. TNT's. Yeah, we got a TNT in this country, man. But no one really listens to him for like news. It's just TV. It's just football. So you just put it on when the football's on. Yeah. You just put it on when football's on. You put TNT on. Like nobody actually watches it for like news, or they don't ever like release news. So the Americans bought a TV channel around here and rebranded it. That's what they did with us. We used to have it used to be, well, actually, it used to be before that. What did it used to be before BT? ESPN or Satanta? Yeah, we've had this weird channel in our country, bro, in England, where it's a channel that's not Sky. It's just a random channel, and then every few years it just changes. And it's weird. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Brandon says, I think City is calling Tottenham's bluff. City is trying to milk Savinho's value, bro, with this news. I think so. That's what I think. That's what I think, man. I just honestly believe, that if it was true that this deal was dead, I think we would have heard news by a City source by now. Jack Gorn put out a statement. He put out an article 4 days ago. He said in that article 4 days ago, I remember this is like one of the best City sources there is, right? Everybody agrees with that. Yeah. 4 days ago, he said, Savinho is intent on leaving Manchester City. That's in his article. Yeah. 4 days ago. And now where's the new article? Why is not done a new article saying, I've just been told that actually it's now dead? Not one of them. And again, people are saying, oh, well, that's not how it works. That is how it works. That's how it works. Luis Diaz last year. It was popping off on social media. City getting Diaz, City getting Diaz, City getting Diaz. Within 20 minutes, City put out a brief. All the journalists, dead. Not City, not getting Diaz. Stop talking about it. That's it. Deads it off. Why have they not done it here? Because maybe the news isn't legit. Maybe the news isn't legit. Yeah, Satanta. I remember Satanta Sports. I don't remember the one before Satanta. I remember Premier League. Oh, what was it called? Premier League Plus, was it called? Nah, this is going back time now. But there was a channel, called Premier League Plus, I think, before Satanta. I'm an unk. I'm a confirmed uncle. Yeah, it was called like Prem Plus. Premier League Plus. It was called, I think. Yeah, and that was before Satanta, man. That was before Satanta. Yeah, which is a bit of a madness. I think Satanta still going, but I think they're an Irish thing. I'm pretty sure Satanta Sports is an Irish TV channel. So I think in Ireland you've still got them, but over here we've not. LB, what about if Savinho becomes the next Palmer right after he joins Spurs? Would you be so happy with the swap of Rodrygo? Depends what Rodrigo's doing. If Rodrigo's cooking on gas, I'm not asked. If Rodrigo's crap, then yeah, I'll be gutted. But you have to take a risk, innit? You can't just keep players forever. Like, you know, if you've got a player, if City think Rodrygo is better than Savinho, City will sell Savinho and get Rodrygo. Like, you have to take the risk. We can't just have PTSD for the rest of our lives for Cole Palmer and be like, oh, well, we can't sell any player that's young because of what happened with Cole Palmer. What happened to Cole Palmer isn't normal. Like, that's not going to happen all the time. And and that wasn't the problem. The problem wasn't even necessarily selling him. Yeah. That's not even like necessarily the problem. The problem was that we didn't put a buyback in there. That was the problem. Where's this fucking Newcastle statement? Statement. People are saying Newcastle are going to put out a statement, but I've not seen where they've said that. I don't know where they've said that. I can't see it anywhere. But anyway, that's the goalkeeper talk. We do have some centre-back news regarding Manuel Akanji. Is Manuel Akanji going to be leaving Manchester City, guys? Well, apparently, this one sounds like it's quite far down. City obviously have 6 centre-backs right now, which is normally too much. Here we go, chat. Pull this up on screen. Galatasaray have reached an agreement with Manuel Akanji on all terms. Now, the negotiations with Manchester City regarding the transfer fee are ongoing. The gap is very close to being closed. Apparently, the truth on this one, yeah, is that they bid 15 million and City what 18. Now, if that's true, he's goners. Because that's a gap that can be done. Yeah, the Edison one sounds like it's a big gap, right? But this is a small gap. This is a very small gap, €3 million gap. That's easily done. So if it's true, it'll be done. If it's not true, then obviously it's not going to be done. But do you need, is this the right move? Should we get rid of Akanji? Do we have enough players? Well, your options would be Diaz, Stones, Huzanov, Gavadio, and Ake as your centre-back options. So you got 5. However, bear in mind, yeah, that John Stones is very injury prone. Ake is fairly injury prone. Ryan Nori will leave the football club for a month, maybe more, probably more actually. 6 weeks, 7 weeks for the what's it called? AFCON. So Gavadio or Ake at that point will have to move to left back unless he puts Nico O'Reilly back there. Do you have enough? However, yeah, people are saying, don't worry about it though, bro, because if we do have a bad injury crisis, you can recall Vita Hayes because City have a Vita Hayes recall option. So if we do end up getting cooked on injuries, you can just go to Girona and say, really sorry, Girona, we need our player back. And just get him back. My thing is honestly not even about the centre back. My thing's the right back because I think Akanji, I think his best position is the right back, if I'm being completely honest with you. And at the moment, we don't have a right back at the football club. We're using a midfielder in Nunes. And obviously, Rico Lewis is who I don't consider Rico Lewis a right back. I consider him a midfielder personally. So yeah, I think the right back situation. I don't like John Stones right back. I know some people say, "Oh, put John Stones right back." Nah, I don't like John Stones right back, man. And if John Stones is on the pitch, John Stones should be playing centre back because John Stones is our best centre back. So I'm not moving him out there. AK-45, you could put him out there right back, but there's a lot of people who don't like him there. I thought he did all right, Huzanov, when he played right back last season. I thought he did a job. But some people really don't like it. Nobbins is not a fan. A few other people are not fans. But I thought he did all right. Thought he did a job. LB talking about centre backs. Do you think Simpson, Pusey, and Juma Bar have a future at our club? No idea. No idea, bro. I see Juma Bar once, and he did nothing. He actually did one bit of decent defending. And Simpson, Pusey, based off on last year, probably not. But it's probably unfair to judge him last year because of the team that he played in. the team they played in last year was awful. So it's probably a little bit unfair to judge him based off our last year. But yeah, we will be doing some Jimaba watch-alongs as well. I've already done one this season. But the problem is he plays in his back three system. And because he plays in the middle, yeah, he's not getting, he doesn't receive the ball as much because they play the ball to the right-sided guy and the left-sided guy. So he's not getting on the ball a lot. He's not running the channels. So he's not defending the channels. He just stands in the middle of the box and just fucking heads everything away because he's massive. He's freaking huge. He's got to be at least 6'5", 6'6" or something, yeah. So I was watching it and I was just like, it's a bit annoying. It's a bit frustrating, man. Jimaba looks like he could be mega with the proper teaching. JSP just feels like an academy prophet. Yeah, I feel like based off what I've seen, yeah, I don't think he will, but it's harsh to judge him based off of last year. Did anyone forget that we bought Naipan? No, I didn't forget. But obviously, I've never seen him play. Like I've seen Jumaba. I've seen Jumaba play. I've never seen this guy play ever. People are telling me he's the next Pedri, man. Yeah, I don't know about that, guys. Yeah, but we'll see. Maybe he is the next Pedri. Yeah, I signed it 9 man. Nice one for the league. Yeah, apparently Ben Jacobs, yeah, is saying we're expecting a firm Newcastle response soon in response to the Alexander Isak statement. But is that soon tonight, or are they going to wait until the morning? They should just upload a meme, innit? They should just upload it. Oh, it's 1 minute. It's 1 minute to 10:30, 11:30. Do you reckon they're going to release it now? At 11:30? It's 11:30 in 1 minute. You reckon they've scheduled it for 11:30? It is a bit weird, but like, can you leave something like this? They're probably having an emergency meeting. Someone check the Newcastle YouTube channel, man. Are they live? They might be having an emergency meeting, man. Check the Newcastle YouTube channel, mate. Newcastle sources have insisted that Isak was never told that he would be allowed to leave the club if the club signed new forwards. Right, so someone's lying. Someone's lying. Someone's lying then. Who's lying? Somebody's lying. Was he given promises or wasn't he given promises? No way. This is mad. Oh, this is crazy, lad. I can't even lie. Like, every now and again, something like this pops off and it's actually mega, unless you're involved. Like when it was the Tevez situation, I was wounded, man. When all that shit was going on, yeah, I was wounded, man. I was wounded when all that shit was going on, but yeah, when it's not your club, it's pretty interesting. But I hope Newcastle stand firm, man. I hope Newcastle stand firm. I hope they tell him he's not for sale. Gentleman's agreement mudded. Yeah, facts. Who knew? It's another one. Another one. Another gentleman's agreement mudded. No way. Crazy. What a shock. What a shock. Almost as if fucking they mean fuck all. Yeah. These guys, man. Stop doing gentleman's agreements, mate. They're pointless. They mean nothing. Because Martin, that's responding to Martin. Shout out Martin in the chat as well. They should use the Isak meme mocking Virgil van Dijk. It baffles me that our fan base doesn't rate Rodrygo. He scored against us in 3 different UCL games. Just football opinions, though, isn't it, bro? Like, if someone doesn't rate him, they don't rate him. There's players that I don't rate that you'll be like, what? Like, bro, look at the Doku thing. Some people think Doku's the best winger that we've got at the football club. Some people think he's useless. People just got their opinions on football, man. It's not that deep, but usually people just deep shit way too much. I'll do a video on gentleman's agreement. Billionaires don't do gentleman's agreements. Let's get it in writing, man. It's stupid. Fucking ridiculous, man. Yeah, look at fucking Visser as well. Visser deleting all his shit on Instagram. What is he, 12? Now, what is he, 12 years old? Visser. Why are you deleting shit off your Instagram, bro? Yeah, why have you changed your profile picture? Why have you deleted Brentford? Why have you unfollowed them? Bro, what are you, kid, mate? You kid, mate? Do you know what I mean? What is he doing? You're adult, man. These guys, I got another one without a fucking release clause in his contract. Another one that signed a gentleman's agreement. And you know what's as well about gentleman's agreements? Gentlemen's agreements always come after the contract is signed. Otherwise, it would be in a contract, wouldn't it? Because if you wanted a gentleman's agreement when you were signing the contract, you put it in the contract. Why would you not? That's just stupid, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You just put it in the contract. So once you've signed the contract, and then a year later you go to the club and say, "Oh, can we do a gentleman's agreement? If can I leave next year? If you blah blah blah," and they go, "Yeah, whatever." Bro, what? What do you mean? It doesn't mean anything, man. They're the most pointless things ever to exist. They're the most pointless things ever to exist, gentlemen's agreements, man. And every single football player seems to have one these days. Yeah, and then they all start crying. Yeah, when the clubs go, nah. Yeah. But it's their own fault, man. Harry Kane, why have you got your brother as your agent? Why has one of the best strikers in European football got his brother as his agent? Yeah, why? Why? Oh, just give him a job, innit? What? If I won the Euro Millions, yeah, 200 million, you think I'm going my next door neighbour? I say, oh, do you want to manage my money? Yeah? No, I'm not, mate. I'm getting the creme de la creme financial advisor. Yeah, probably going down to London. Yeah, in the charade thing. What's it called? That fucking building. Yeah, circling that. Yeah, go in there, get the best guy and say, right, you tell me what I'm going to do with this money. Yeah. How do I live off this money and it grow and I become one of those rich guys, those rich donnies? Yeah. How do I do that? I'm not going to go to my mate. I'm a brother. That's what they do. Multi-billion-pound industry, and they've got the brothers doing the deals, mate. It's unbelievable. Yeah, but they're just dumb, man. They're dumb. If you're an agent, yeah, if you're an agent and you're not hated, then you're not doing it right. In it, chat. Am I lying? I'm telling the truth there, aren't I? If you're an agent and you're not typically hated, you're not doing it right because you're not representing your client properly, bro. It's facts. It's facts, man. Vert's dad is his agent. Yeah, but I don't agree with that. That's wrong. He shouldn't have his dad as his agent, bro. He should have, and that's even worse, man. Like when you got your dad as because your dad's got emotional attachments. Yeah, your dad's got emotional attachments to your decisions. Yeah, so that's not a good move. You need people around you that are going to give you sound, sort of financial advice. You need football advice, but I wouldn't, bro. That's not good, man. I can't lie. It's like the guy, João Felix, mate, when he went to Atletico Madrid. Why? Why on earth did you go from Benfica to Atletico Madrid, mate? Newcastle statement. Where? Where's the statement? I'm on their Twitter page. I don't see a statement. It's on the website. Craig Hope. Breaking. Oh, we got a statement. Oh, yo! Statement time. Bomber. I'm about to hit up the sirens, lads. I'm about to hit up the sirens. Yo! Popping off. We are disappointed to have been alerted to a social media post by Alexander Isak this evening. We are clear in response that Alex remains under contract and that no commitment has ever been made by a club official that Alex can leave Newcastle United this summer. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. As explained to Alex and his representatives, we must always take into consideration the best interests of Newcastle United, the team, and our supporters in all our decisions. And we have been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired. We do not foresee those conditions being met. This is a proud football club with a proud traditions, and we strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family and will be welcomed back when he is ready to rejoin his teammates. Nah, this is fucking wild, bro. Isak, you have just been absolutely cooked. Cooked. You've been cooked, man. What are you going to do now? Oh, can you imagine how embarrassing it's going to be for him to walk back into that training session, chat? Oh my God, can you imagine how embarrassing that's going to be for him? He's got to walk back into training. He's going to have to walk onto the pitch and get cooked. They'll boo him, you know. Fucking boo him. Yeah? Let him know. He's going to leave next year anyway. Yeah, don't be doing all this nicey shit. Boo the guy, man. Yeah? Oh, it's going to go off, man. Oh, shit. Now that's crazy. Now he just got big bro big time. Oh, no. Oh, that's going to be so awkward. Can you imagine him having to go back to training now and all the players are just looking at him like, you're a dick. Where was you at Villa? Where was you at Villa? So he was for sale, but they didn't, but the thing wasn't transpired. What did he say? What did they say about the sale? So they're saying that Isak needs to this is like a rap battle, man. This is class. Respond. Respond now. Isak now needs to out the person who he's saying he has got the agreement with. Yeah. Nah, this is like a rap battle. It's a diss track. Yeah. And so far, Isak's getting rinsed, man. Isak's getting rinsed on this battle. This is crazy. Now, Isak now, if he really wants to, should come out and say which person, yeah, told him he could leave, mate. But they're saying he can leave. They're saying, what did they say? Here you go. We've been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not been transpired. We do not foresee those conditions being met. So what they're saying is, yeah, they're saying that he can be sold if the conditions are met. So they're saying he can go, but the conditions haven't been met, so he can't leave until the conditions are met. That tells me that he's still available. That tells me that they're still happy to sell him if the conditions are met, but they're saying the conditions aren't going to be met. So is it just a fee? Do they need to see a market, a play on the market? Because now they're looking around the market. Who are they going to get? Because this is the problem. They can go and sell the guy now for 150 million. Who are they going to buy? Who are they going to buy, man? There's literally no one on the market. Who can they go and get? They can't go and get Jackson from fucking. I can't imagine that. Isak to Jackson. That's ridiculous. They can't do that. So they cooked. So maybe it's not just a fee. Maybe it's not just a fee. Maybe it's the fact that there's no one available. Visser. I mean, yeah, you could get Visser, but I thought they'd want to buy Visser on top of another striker as well, not just Visser on his own. Yo, this is absolutely insane. I wonder what the Newcastle fans are saying. You reckon the Newcastle fans are buzzing with like the statement here? I wonder what any Newcastle fans in the chat. They do 2 strikers. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I don't think Visser is enough. I think you need Visser and another one, like a Gyökeres and Visser, Sesko and a Visser. Yeah, not just him on his own. Watkins, bro, this is the problem, innit? When you have mint players and you lose the player, and then you just downgrading so bad. You're downgrading so bad, aren't you? Like, listen, Watkins is decent and that. Don't get me wrong, but Osimhen's gone. Can't get Osimhen. Can't get Sesko. Can't get Gyökeres. Do you just put 150 million down for Alvarez? Do you just go try and get Alvarez? Alvarez ain't going Newcastle though, is he? He's not going to leave Atletico Madrid. Openda. I like Openda, but again, it's a mad downgrade. You're probably going to have to supplement that with a couple more players. You have to supplement with a couple more players. The striker from Porto, I think he's just got injured, bro. I think he's just done a bad injury, you know. I seen him crying yesterday. Or was it Saturday? It was Saturday or Sunday. I seen a picture of him, like a video of him crying. I think he's got yeah, bro. I think he's got a bad injury. Yeah, Samu. Oh, imagine if they bought Highland. Fucking hell. Imagine. That's actually insane. Well, Sam fuming. Wow, what's Sam done? Oh dear. Oh dear. What's he doing? What's he saying? What's his title of the video? Free Isak, heated rank. Isak to stay at Newcastle. Newcastle are pathetic. Nah, he's not done that, has he? Oh no.
Free Isak. That's my
Bro, you're on the wrong side of history here, bro.
message on this video. Free Isak. Enough of the lies. Enough of spreading false propaganda. Enough of making Isak to be out this villain when he isn't. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing, share this video everywhere as well. And let me just get straight into it. Let's just go and read exactly what Alexander Isak posted on his Instagram story that started everything that have happened, you get me, today. Isak, as you guys can see, the tick is there. I'm proud to be recognized by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League team of the season for 24-25. First and foremost, I want to
find me this clip now, please. Did you see the stream where Igal said Reinders is going to be a pine cone? No, I didn't find that. Can someone send me the link to this stream, please? Find the link, Michael. Get me that link. Yeah, I need to cook this guy, man. I've had enough of this guy speaking about my City players, man. Yeah, all this guy ever does, yeah, is fucking slag off Foden. Now he's slagging off Reinders. Yeah. What's his fucking problem, man? Find me the link.
to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle United who has supported me along the way. I'm not at the ceremony tonight. With everything going on, it didn't feel right to be there. I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. The silence has allowed people to push their own version of the events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if those issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is the best interest of everyone, not just myself. Craig Hope, who is a Newcastle journalist, then proceeds to tell us what the broken promises were about this whole situation. When Isak talks about broken promises, it can only mean, believe sources close to the situation, the new contract discussed in the spring of last year with the previous co-owners and then denied by Paul Mitchell in the summer of last year. So here's the situation, basically. Isak wanted a new contract. He spoke to Newcastle. They denied him a new contract, and now he wants to leave because of the broken promises. Let's just establish something real quick. Newcastle in this transfer window have been...
So that's absolutely fine, by the way. Yeah? I just put it out there right now, yeah? That's absolutely fine. You can withdraw a contract offer. Like, you can say, no, you've already got a contract. We've decided to change. Like, you can do that 100%.
Absolutely pathetic. Even Newcastle fans should admit this. This has nothing to do with tribalism. This has nothing to do with Isak. This is simply the reality. The fact that Newcastle United cannot execute a transfer to save their lives has nothing to do with Isak or with Liverpool or with anyone. This is just the reality of the situation. I'm going to name names. Watch this. James Trafford, Mark Gahey, Dean Huijsen, Kudus, Joao Pedro, Liam Delap, Ekitike, Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko. We're at 10. How does a football club get rejected by 10 players? We've been rejected before. Manchester City have been rejected. Madrid have been rejected. Every club on the planet has been rejected. But to get rejected by 10 players is surely a lack of executional skills. I'm going to use an example that I've used multiple times before. I'm going to use it again. When United were busy negotiating for Mbeumo, and Arsenal made it clear that Victor Gyökeres is the striker that they're going to buy, why didn't Newcastle just go for Benjamin Sesko then and there? These are the million-dollar questions that no one is willing to answer. In that period of a month, it took longer than a month to agree a deal with Brentford, and Arsenal were negotiating / get...
Does that not put you in a weaker position, though, chat? Because I've seen people pretend that, again, it's about like not being naive. I've seen people say that Newcastle were going to sign Sesko and play Sesko and Isak as a two up top. And like, these people shouldn't be listened to. That's never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. So if they would have signed Sesko, for me, they would have been under a little bit of pressure then to get rid of Isak, because Sesko ain't going to sign for Newcastle if he's been told he's on the bench. So then that puts Newcastle in a weaker position, because then everybody knows that, well, Newcastle need to get rid of Isak because Sesko ain't going to sign for them if he's on the bench, when he can go United and play. Yeah, he can go Arsenal and play. So I don't think that's a viable thing.
I think the whole Gyökeres thing done. Why didn't Newcastle?
So unfortunately, Newcastle have, and again, it's because the player's so good. Newcastle, if they are going to do this, Newcastle have to get them sold or get an agreement to sell him first before they buy a player in. Otherwise, it ain't going to work.
So just going for Sesko then and there. if I remember correctly, Benjamin Sesko actually accepted a deal from Manchester United and from Newcastle. So he agreed personal terms with both football clubs. So he wouldn't have rejected Newcastle. But instead, Newcastle just dilly-dallied, decided to go in for Ekitike to try to apparently bully Liverpool Football Club. You can't. You can't. Newcastle United are a big football club. They're a massive institution. And the sporting director is Eddie Howe's brother or Eddie Howe's nephew or Eddie Howe's cousin or whatever the hell it is. What is this, a friends and family group project? This is supposed to be a serious football club. This is supposed to be a serious institution. But instead, they're running it like a show. They're running it like it's their friends. Like, oh, well.
He's so rattled, you know. He's actually so rattled, chat. You know how rattled he is here, you know, by the way. All this, like, hatred towards Newcastle is just because he's fucking wounded that he's not getting Isak, chat. He's so rattled.
Is my designer. Let's go. If I own Liverpool Football Club, I'll make Vel my sporting director. It doesn't work out that way. You have to be serious. And the problem with Newcastle is they haven't been serious. And I thought they turned the corner last week when they announced Malik Thiaw, when they announced Jacob Ramsey. I was like, okay, maybe Newcastle are turning a corner here. Maybe we can finally get something done.
Maybe they'll finally sell the best player. Nah, this guy's funny, man. Nah, you actually just deep what he actually just said, yeah? Now they've bought a couple of players, maybe they'll actually just sell the player. What? What are you talking about?
To all the Newcastle fans who are calling out Alexander Isak, Wissa is doing the same thing. From the start of the summer, Wissa has been doing the same thing. Refused to train with Brentford. He doesn't want to stay at Brentford. He's unfollowing Brentford on all social media. Literally, Fabrizio reported it. But no Newcastle fan has a problem with Wissa pushing a move out of...
I've seen shitloads of Newcastle fans fucking going sick at Vissa. Yeah, and they have to, otherwise they'll be called out for hypocrisy. But I've seen loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of Newcastle fans calling out Vissa. Yeah, and I'm not even a Newcastle fan, and I see it on my timeline every day.
Of Brentford to join Newcastle, but it's okay. Football fans are allowed to be hypocrites. But today, Isak has spoken.
The same fan base that fucking cried their eyes out when fucking Trent left, by the way.
And when the player speaks, you put all speculation to the side and you just address the facts. Broken promises. He said it in his Instagram story. He was promised something and Newcastle United did not deliver, which is why now no one can claim that Alexander is the villain anymore. Isak is not the villain in all this. Newcastle United are, because they broke his promises towards him. They haven't been able to execute for the last 2.5 months. That's not on Isak. That's on Newcastle themselves. And today we get some...
No way! What did you just say? No way you just said that. Let me just rewind, chat. Sorry, I need to make sure he said that, what I think he said.
Fans who are calling out Alexander Isak. Wissa is doing the same thing. From the start of the summer, Wissa has been doing the same thing. Refused to train with Brentford. He doesn't want to stay at Brentford. He's unfollowing Brentford on all social media. Literally, Fabrizio reported it. But no Newcastle fan has a problem with Wissa pushing a move out of Brentford to join Newcastle. But it's okay. Football fans are allowed to be hypocrites. But today, Isak has spoken. And when the player speaks, you put all speculation to the side and you just address the facts. Broken promises. He said it in his Instagram story. He was promised something and Newcastle United did not deliver, which is why now no one can claim that Alexander is the villain anymore. Isak is not the villain in all this. Newcastle United are, because they broke his promises towards him. They haven't been able to execute for the last 2.5 months.
He's got 3 years left on his fucking contract. Whatever gentleman's agreement was agreed or not agreed, it was done after the contract was signed and means fuck all. How is it? What is he going on about, bro? This is mad. Isak is not the villain in this. What? This is crazy. This is absolutely wild, man.
That's not on Isak. That's on Newcastle themselves. And today we get something from Craig Hope just before I was about to go live and talk about, essentially Isak announcing his own transfer by saying we have to part ways. Craig Hope comes out and says, major breaking news. Newcastle United now have no intention of allowing Isak to leave in light of a bombshell statement in which he accused the club of broken promises. The club have pursued alternatives all summer, and had they signed one of their top targets, they would have explored Isak's sale to Liverpool, recognizing his desire to be moved on. However, the message from the top tonight is that Isak will be told he is staying at the club. The hierarchy believe they now have been left with no choice but to stand firm. I think this is a ridiculous decision by Newcastle. I'll tell you why.
No way. No way. You believe that? No. The player that you want to buy, their club has said it's not for sale and you think this is a ridiculous decision. No. Oh, no way. I couldn't see that one coming. Could you, chat? Fucking hell.
If you essentially do not let Isak go, You are sending a message to any top player who wants to join Newcastle. We went through this pain. I'm a Liverpool fan. I saw when Coutinho left my football club. I saw when Suarez left my football club. I saw when Sterling left my football club. Some of the biggest clubs in the world have seen some of their best players leave the football club when they were at the top. Luis Suarez went on to win a golden boot with prime Ronaldo and prime Messi in La Liga. Raheem Sterling won multiple league titles at Manchester City. Felipe Coutinho, maybe that's the one that didn't work out. But at the time when he left us, he was having an unbelievable start to the season. Guess what? He left us. That's just the truth. Every football club, before rising to the levels where you can win league titles, where you can win Champions Leagues, where you can be successful, where you become a sustainable Premier League, Champions League qualifying side, you have to go through some form of pain. The problem is, like with this whole situation, is that Newcastle want to completely skip the process. The problem is Newcastle can't do what Manchester City did 15 years ago and do this.
No, they don't want to skip the process. They've even said, we'll sell the player if the conditions are met. The conditions aren't being met. Liverpool are not paying the price. So the conditions aren't being met. That they've got a price. They're willing to sell at the price. Yeah. But you ain't meeting the price. Yeah. How about you get your cash up, man, and start spending some dollar?
Whole, like, you know, Saudi Airlines, the Saudi Airlines Stadium, like, they cannot do this. 15 years ago, the rules were different, PSR, FFP, whatever. So now the rules are completely different. The problem with Newcastle is they can't execute to save their lives. We have 10 days, 11 days, whatever it is left in this transfer window. Have I lost hope of Isak being a Liverpool player? No. I think there will be dominoes falling. I think there will be moves made.
Yeah. If you buy the player, if you pay them £150 million. Pay the £150 million and Isak will be a Liverpool player. But you don't want to pay the £150 million. Yeah, you want to pay whatever you want to pay, which is fine. But if you don't pay the 150, you ain't getting Isak. So as Beyond Belief says in the chat, pay up or shut up.
And Newcastle need to do the right thing, which is let Isak go, because it's
Newcastle need to do the right thing, which is let Isak go. Oh, this is an all-timer. This is an all-timer. This is. What did he just say? That is wild, man. That is wild, bro. That is crazy. Let's just rewind that. Listen to that again.
Have I lost hope of Isak being a Liverpool player? No. I think there will be dominoes falling. I think there will be moves made. And Newcastle need to do the right thing, which is let Isak go, because he just doesn't want to be a Newcastle player because of those broken promises that he mentioned.
Oh, but hang on a minute. Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't want to be a Liverpool player anymore, and your fucking fan base cooked the guy. That did happen, didn't it, no chat? He didn't want to be a Liverpool player anymore. He left, yet him and his fan base cooked the guy. So that not a little bit, again, a little bit just dodgy, a little bit hypocritical there? No? No, it's not the same thing. No. That's not the same thing, Albert. That's not the same thing. It's facts.
And I'm not saying that just because Liverpool are interested. I'm just being completely honest about the situation. If they made promises to him, I got told by Arsenal fans, what separates the Gyökeres stuff from the Isak stuff is that Gyökeres had a gentleman's agreement. Well, guess what? We just found out today that Isak has a gentleman's agreement. So he had a gentleman's agreement with Newcastle. No contract was signed. And on top of all this, if there is anything that proves that this situation can't be resolved, is that Newcastle United are not even matching Isak's ambitions. Newcastle United qualified for the Champions League. Your signings so far are Elanga, Malik Thiaw, and Jacob Ramsey. Shiver me timbers. I'm sure the whole league is so scared. Elanga, Jacob Ramsey, and Malik Thiaw. Good players. None of them is a bad player. They're all good players. But are they level raising? Are they Champions League winning? Are they Premier League winning? No. By the time Newcastle, I'm going to actually be very positive towards Newcastle. Let's say Newcastle win the league 4 years from now. Let's say for the next 4 years, they build up and build up and build up and build up, and they're finally at a level to win the English Premier League. Isak is 30 by then. Isak is going to be 30 in 4 years. Then what? Then what? Will he be the same player? Will he be the same guy? Will he still be the striker that he is today? Isak wants to win stuff in his prime. He's currently in his prime.
Pay the money then.
Time headed towards his prime, whatever it is you believe the prime of a striker is, but he wants to win things now. The news came out a week and a half ago, where they said Isak doesn't want to just participate in the Champions League. He wants to win the Champions League. He wants to win the Premier League. This whole participation,
I get all that. No problem with that. Of course he does.
Trophy thing is not a thing for Alexander Isak.
So pay him, save him then. Save him. You think he's fucking desperate to leave? Save him. Liverpool Football Club can be the saviours here. Yeah. All this turmoil, is going on right now. Liverpool can be the saviours of this whole situation by bringing the money to the northeast. But they don't want to put the money on the table that Newcastle want. So he'll stay at Newcastle.
Isak does not believe in participation. Isak believes in winning. And the way that Newcastle are moving, I don't think anyone can claim that they're showing any ambition of actually winning stuff. They're not.
What has this got to do with anything?
How can a serious football club, a serious institution, have Eddie Howe's nephew or cousin or whatever it is be the sporting director? What the hell? Imagine Richard Hughes leaves Liverpool Football Club tomorrow. Are we going to employ Slot's cousin or his nephew or whatever to be the sporting director at a serious institution, at an institution that's trying to win things? It just doesn't work. It just does not work. I'm not giving up on Alexander Isak just because of what Craig Hope tweeted. I still think there is more twist to the story. I still think that there is more drama to come. I don't think this is over. I do not believe that this is over. I will still believe, I will still sit here and say, I still have hope that Isak will be a Liverpool player.
Yeah, he will be if you pay 150 million. It's that easy. It's literally that easy. Pay the money, you get the player. It's literally just like buying a loaf of bread from the shop. You know what I mean? You go in the shop, you pick up the bread, you go to the till. Yeah, it's £1. Well, actually, about £1.30 now. £1.30. Guess what? You give them £1, they're not going to let you have the bread. They're going to say, sorry, mate, that's not the price for the bread. The bread is £1.30. And I'm saying, but I'm going to give you £1. They're saying it's not £1, it's £1.30. Guess what, chat? If I give them £1.30, I get the loaf of bread, man. I get to walk out the shop with the Warbies, bang, cooking. That's a simple. It's just literally people have been buying and selling things for hundreds of thousands of years. Maybe not that long, but a long time. People have been doing this for thousands of years, man. Yeah, the Romans and that with their gold coins. If you give me something, I give you gold coins. This is that simple. Just pay him the money, man. You ain't pay the money, you ain't get the player.
And the reason why I say that is I think that the relationship is completely destroyed between Isak and the football club. And I've been saying that for a really long time. And it's been proven by the Isak story. I'm going to play a video from Craig Hope from 4 or 5 days ago. It's just a 25-second clip, nothing that long. So just stick around. This is what Craig Hope said when this whole situation was arising. And this is for all the rivals that just say, pay up the 150 million. Hussam, you don't know what you're talking about. Just put the 150 million on the table. Just watch what Craig Hope says.
Which is find the two strikers they need and then negotiate that fee with Liverpool. I honestly don't think lots being made of Liverpool have got to come back with 150 million pounds. Of all the obstacles there is to Alexander Isak going to Liverpool, I actually think the club's agreeing a deal. And Liverpool coming up with the number they know will facilitate that deal. I don't think that's the biggest obstacle here. I really don't. It's more so Newcastle being in a position to return to the table. I say return.
Yeah, and I said that before, and I agree with that. And that's what the conditions, that's what they're all about when they speak about conditions. Yeah, they say about here. Yeah. In all the decisions we've been made, the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired. We do not foresee these conditions being met. So maybe it's not just the price. It's that they need to be able to go and spend that money and be able to get a player. And as you all know, the transfer market in the world for strikers is dead. There's no decent strikers on the market. So they're going to go, we're not selling. Which, again, is completely fine. Yeah, it's completely, they're more than entitled to do that. If the conditions of the sale have not been met, they don't have to sell. They don't have to sell.
There you have it. There you have it. Newcastle journalist, the same guy that said Isak's not joining Liverpool today. He made it clear that he'll be told that he will stay. Same journalist. He came out and said the price tag is not the issue. The smallest problem is the two clubs agreeing on a fee. The smallest problem in this whole conversation is literally both football clubs agreeing on a fee. That's the smallest problem out of this whole conversation is both football clubs agreeing on a fee. It's the smallest issue. It's not even an issue. And people say Newcastle want 150 million. Okay, tough shit. We wanted 100 for Diaz. We got 65. That's just how transfers work. You don't always get 100% of what you wanted. Now, Newcastle want 150 million. Maybe Liverpool bid 120, 120 plus 10, whatever it is. Bonuses, that are easy to achieve. Maybe Liverpool winning the league, Isak winning the Golden Boot, whatever it is. So there are things that can be achieved, in terms of transfer. So I don't think it's just a matter of number. It's a matter of execution or lack thereof by Newcastle United. And they've been moving this way the whole transfer window. So this ain't new. This ain't like some fresh information. From the start of the transfer window until today, Newcastle have been rejected by 10, 11, 12 players. I don't even remember every single name, so I couldn't bring up every single player. That's the issue. That's why my message on this video, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, is free Isak. Broken promises, in his own words.
The promise, the only legitimate promise was that Newcastle United would pay Alexander Isak a set wage every week for 6 years when he signed a 6-year contract. Anything that was said after that, yeah, in an office, is just pure speculation. Both sides are saying different things, so you go to the contract and see what the contract says. And the contract says you're a Newcastle player for the next 3 years. Simple as that, yeah? It's crazy, man. It's a crazy situation. But it doesn't look like he's going, bro. I'll be real. And obviously Newcastle now put that statement out. They can't really sell him now unless, you know, they get mega cash or they've got someone lined up. But who they could go and get, I have no idea. Yeah, Isak's just gonna have to hold it and just stick around for one more year. I always felt he should stick around for one more year before this whole shit even went off. I always felt that he needed to do one more year at Newcastle. He had 2 years left on his contract. Yeah, at that point, at 2 years, I do feel like the club's control over the situation starts to weaken a little bit. At 3 years, the club has all the power. All the power, yeah? 2 years, I think the club start getting a little bit worried. 1 year, you're cooked. Yeah, you're fucked at 1 year. You can't do anything in it. You just, yeah, you accept what you can accept. So I always felt, just stick around for one more year. Yeah? That's what I said, US citizens. I know he's got 3. I'm saying he's got 3 years. Do another year this year. Next year, he's got 2 years. And then it'll probably be easier for him to leave because it probably won't be 150 million. That's what I'm saying, US citizens. That's literally the point. Do one more year, leave next year. And as well, bro, he could probably go Barca next year because Lewandowski will probably leave. Yeah. Maybe Kane might get off from Bayern. He'll have options. Pure options, man. I don't understand why the guy's so desperate to leave. Honestly. Right, Michael, I'll find that. Isak should wait for Barca next season if I were him. That's what I'm saying. Just wait for Barcelona next year. And the thing is, right, he'll have 2 years left of his contract, which means the fee will probably be lower anyway. And Newcastle will probably sell him a little bit cheaper to Barca rather than Liverpool because they don't want Liverpool. So, you know, I don't understand. It's like he's playing Champions League football. Right, if Newcastle were in the Europa League, yeah, I'd get it a little bit more like his mad desire to leave because a player like Isak shouldn't be playing in Europa League football. I'd get it. He'd still be wrong. The fundamental situation doesn't change, but I'd be a little bit more sympathetic to the guy because he should be playing in the elite competition. But he's playing Champions League. He's going to be playing against the best teams in the world. Yeah, because in that group stage, you're going to be playing against a couple of decent teams. Yeah, he's going to be playing Premier League. You know, Newcastle probably want to try and win another trophy. So it's not like he's playing in some dead club. Like Newcastle are a massive club, mate. Yeah, they're playing Champions League. I just think do one more year. He'll be 27. Go Barca next year. But he's obviously desperate to leave. But I don't know where he goes from here. And I think Newcastle are just like clearly with their statement. Look at this statement here. There's a proud football club with a proud traditions. We strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family and will be welcomed back when he is ready to join. So they're basically just saying, we don't give a shit. We're just going to carry on and he can turn up or not turn up, but we're just going to carry on. And once the transfer window closes in 11 days, he can just turn up. But I'm telling you now, that first training session is going to be awkward as hell. Yeah. Awkward. When he walks back on that training pitch. Because I'm telling you now, if I was a player, his teammate, I'd be pissed off, man. I'd be pissed off. You know what I mean? It's a crazy one, isn't it, lads? Fucking hell. We don't have a situation like this for time. But again, this is why I always say it. Put a release clause in the contract. If you don't, you have no reason to moan. Don't come up with these gentlemen's agreements are always done after the fact. Your problem, innit? Yeah. A couple of goals and all is forgiven, says beyond belief. Yeah, probably. Hope he rots there for 3 years for disrespecting Newcastle. Wasn't it rumoured that Newcastle teammates don't want to see him back? I don't think Newcastle teammates don't want to see him back because Newcastle players want to win. They want to win trophies. They want to win games. They want to go as far as they can in Europe. And they're not stupid enough to know that they need Isak in that team. They do. I mean, look at the Villa game. They probably win the Villa game if they have Isak. Because they were the better team. They created a few decent opportunities, knocked the ball around the box. They just had no one in the box. Gordon did a good job, to be fair. He did the best he could do. But he's not a striker, is he? Do you know what I mean? He's not a striker. Surely sanctions for refusing to play, that will be written into the contract. Probably. But nice guy said they should have asked for Nunes with 90 million, says a nice guy. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, bro. Big got Angel says Liverpool fans are the worst with the 10. It's just, you know, they a lot of Liverpool fans are saying that he's not doing anything wrong. Where the whole football world is saying that Isak is in the wrong. If you're the only fan base that is saying he's not in the wrong, you're probably in the wrong. Yeah, you probably are. Big up to you. Big up to Eric says if they wanted Isak, they should have let Newcastle get Ekatike. This is the greed they talk about in the Bible, says Eric. That's another fair point. You know what I mean? Like, if that guy just said one of the conditions is that Newcastle are not going to sell Isak unless they know a player they can buy. Well, one of the players that they were going to buy, Ekatike, you went and fucking bought. You went and bought the guy that they wanted to replace Ekatike. And now there's no one on the market. So now if they sell Isak, they're going to be left with fucking Nicholas Jackson. So you've partly caused this yourself by buying the player that they wanted to replace Isak. Which, again, you can buy Isak, that's cool. But you also know how dead the transfer market is. We're all looking at the same transfer market. We're all looking at the same strikers. The striker market is washed. And you took one of the players that they could have got to replace him for yourself. And you always knew that Newcastle were never going to get Gyökeres. Never. Because he was always going to be going Arsenal or even at United. Yeah, so then it was Sesko. Again, Newcastle are a big club, but players still want to play for United as shit as they are. Yeah, so them two are always probably going to be off limits. The one guy that they probably could have got, because he played for Frankfurt, was Ekatike, and you took him. Now there's no one left. Mad. The whole situation is just bizarre. But anyone that's saying Isak is not in the wrong is just off the red. Off the red. He's got 3 years left on his contract. He's gone on strike. He's in the wrong. And you know what, lads? You know, I'll be real with you, yeah? I'd actually be deadly serious. Even if this gentleman's agreement was a full sit-down conversation, full shake hands, everything, I still think he's in the wrong. Because for me, it just means fuck all. The contract is the contract. You can't just go around starting adding stuff on a gentleman's agreement. If it's that important, if it's that material, you should alter the contract and sign a new contract. If Isak's gentleman's agreement was that material, that important, he should have got a new contract and it should have been written into the contract. So even if this gentleman agreement was, he sat down with his agent and they all sat in a room and they all agreed and they all shook hands. For me, I don't give a shit. I still think it's the contract. The contract is on the paper. That's what matters. Not what you said, like, you know, shook hands on that. LB, Isak is in the wrong, honestly. He signed a contract. He has to respect what he signed. Agreed. Yeah. And then the thing is, people say, well, Newcastle shouldn't have done the gentleman's agreement. But Newcastle are probably just try to like... what Newcastle going to say? So, right, okay, so go back last year, yeah? When this gentleman's agreement was done. What happens if Newcastle said to him, nah, we're not agreeing to that? He probably spits his dummy out last year. Doesn't he? He starts crying last year. He might even go on strike last year. So they've probably just gone, yeah, we'll agree to it because we will sell him if we get the right bid and he wants to go. We don't want to hold a player. So they'll probably just gone, yeah, Sam, whatever. What are they going to say? No. If Erling Haaland, right, come to City tomorrow and went, I want to put a gentleman's agreement with you to say that if I want to go Real Madrid and they pay, you'll say, yeah. City probably go, yeah, no worries, mate. We'll do that, yeah. Because what we're going to say, no. What we're going to say, no. And then he goes, what do you mean, no? Then you start creating a tension. He starts fucking spitting his dummy out. He starts crying about it and shit. You just say, yeah, whatever. Yeah, see you later. I just think like it is what it is. I just think it's that deep. Yo, we got Wolfie, man. What are you saying? Liverpool. I can't really comment there, bro. They got verts. You know what I mean? But it is pretty funny, man. Isak sold his house. I mean, what is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he selling his house for, bro? It's a madness. What's this? FSG statement on Coutinho. We wish to offer clarity. The club's definitive stance that no offers will be considered. Oh, there you go. Again, which they're more than entitled to do. More than entitled to do. They're more than entitled to do this. Yeah? That's what they're allowed to do. They're allowed to do this because they signed a contract. And that's why when Haaland was signing that contract to City, I said to you guys, I want there to be a release clause in Haaland's contract. And people was cooking me for it. And this is why I want there to be a release clause. This very situation with Isak is why I want there to be a release clause. Because if he does want to leave one day, I don't want no. Haaland's a legend. Love the guy. Yeah. He's been here 3 years, won us the treble, legend player. If he decides one day he wants to leave, I just want City to go, no problem. That's the fee. It's in the contract. You agreed to it. Bring us that money and you can go. No problems. Everything's fine. The player knows where he's at. The club know where they're at. No issues. The release clause has been moved. He wants to go. Thank you very much. Thanks for everything you've done. See you later. We get the money. We spend it on someone else. What I don't want is if Haaland decides he wants to play for Real Madrid, my club having a public spat with the player that I love, yeah, that's brought me to treble, 2 Premier Leagues, all over social media. I want to see that. I'd rather it just be done and dusted. Yeah, see you later. Rip the bandage off. Yeah, and by the way, if the player then starts crying about the release clause, well, that he is cooked. Yeah, and you can throw the book at him then because you agree to it. And it's in black and white. Yeah, because, you know, I said the stuff about Isak, but you don't know what was said. I still think he's in the wrong anyway, but you don't know what he said. You don't know if they did lie or whatever, but fundamentally, if it's in the contract, you are just getting rinsed. You know what I mean? Facts, love the philosophy. Club will always have to move on from players no matter what. Exactly, man. Exactly. He has a serious agent, so surely he would have had to do things like this. Well, Isak clearly didn't. He clearly didn't. Didn't Haaland sign a bigger release clause in his contract? I think the rumor was there was no release clause in the new contract for like the first 2 years or 3 years or something, and then it kicked in from like 2028 or 2029. But it'll be a lot of money, and if it gets activated, that means he obviously wants to leave, and you know it's just a smooth thing. Haaland just comes out and says, "Listen, thank you for everything. Love the fan base, love everything about the club. I just want to move. I want a new job." And I go, no problem. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the treble. Thanks for the money. See you in a bit. LB, I heard Isak's house got robbed and allegedly the robber stole the gentleman's agreement. Fucking hell. Surely Newcastle players won't like playing with Isak now. Dressing room will be tense environment. Yeah, it will be tense, but the players know that they're still a better team with Isak in it. Yeah. They still know that they're a better team with Isak in it. So they'll soon get over it. They'll soon get over it. But I'm pretty sure at the start, they probably won't be too happy, man, at the start. And rightly so, they should cook him. LB, will PSG be in the wrong for the Donnarumma case? They're not in the wrong. They're not in the wrong at all. He's got a contract with PSG that ends in a year. The contract doesn't guarantee him game time. It doesn't guarantee him anything. It just guarantees a wage. That's it. So, no, they're not in the wrong. It's a bit mad and it's a bit like harsh, but they're not in the wrong. They've done absolutely nothing wrong. The fact that the question is have they done anything wrong? He's got a contract for a year. They don't want him to be part of the squad anymore. Cool. Are you going to continue to pay him if he doesn't leave? I imagine the answer will be yes, in which case they've done nothing wrong. Unless the contract says, we guarantee that you will be our number one goalkeeper, which it won't, then they'd be in the wrong, but it won't say that. So no, I don't think PSG have done anything wrong. It's harsh as fuck. And it's yeah, exactly, Gabriel. It's ruthless. It's ruthless. It's one of the most ruthless decisions I've ever seen in football. Yeah, he just wanted you to treble and then you're getting rid of him. It's ruthless. It's harsh. It's tight. Whatever you want to say, but it's fair. It's. They've done nothing wrong. Get Saul from Atletico Madrid to replace Isak. He's now making a fuss. Look at what Fergie did with Stam, best defender that year. Fucked him off for comments in a book. No player bigger than a club. LB United fans are praying we don't sign Donnarumma so they can get him. Yeah, but they've apparently pulled out the deal. And Donnarumma wants to sign for City as well. So, he'd be their second choice. Donnarumma wouldn't go to United. Well, he might do if City don't get him, man. He doesn't sound like he's got a lot of clubs after him, by the sounds of it. But United have apparently pulled out the deal anyway. Yeah, United have apparently pulled out the deal anyway. If you employ a family as your agent, then you are cooked. I agree. I think it's ridiculous that players are doing this. Ridiculous. I think it should be a FIFA rule. I think FIFA should make it a rule that you have to have a legit representative that's not your brother. If you want to have your brother as like a second agent or whatever, fine. But I think every player should be made to have like a legit agent. You can't be having your brother doing deals, man. Did you see Kane's brother? Bro, he don't know what he's doing, man. I'm not being funny, man. He has no idea what he's doing, man. Naivety is crazy. Do you know what I mean? Everyone thinks like, what you got to realize is football is a nasty game off the pitch. It's a dirty sport. And everyone's like, because we love our clubs, you know what I mean? We love our clubs with a passion and we all have different views on shit, transfers, players, managers, all this kind of shit. We all have different views, but fundamentally, we all have our football club, yeah? And like, they do all this family shit. And the clubs don't help themselves, by the way, because the clubs do all this, like, we're a family and like everything, we're all together and that. Outside of what we see as fans, yeah, the back end, the contracts, the talking, it's nasty. Yeah, I bet players speak to clubs all the time. Yeah, I think they talk to clubs all the time. Yeah, managers probably doing hanging shit to players, like, benching them and for just petty things. Do you know what I mean? I think it's horrible stuff behind the scenes, but we don't see that. We don't see that because we just see the glamorous side. Yeah, we see the bit that they want us to see. Yeah, because what they want us to see is they want us to buy into this sort of nicey stuff, Matthew, I think Kane was his only agent, his only client. So that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I think it's dirty. I think it's a dirty sport. I think every sport's dirty, if I'm being honest with you. Every sport's probably dirty, but I think football behind the scenes is mad dirty. And I think one of the reasons why we don't really hear from ex-pros about shit going on behind the scenes is because I don't think they want to tell us because it's crazy. Business is business. Facts. Business is business, man. All human business is dirty. The more money is dirty it gets. Exactly. And football's got a lot more money in it nowadays, isn't it? So much more money in football nowadays. Yeah. And that's just going to make people even more dirty. NDAs go brewer. Yo, big up, man. You reckon some players don't like players at their own clubs? Oh, 100%. 100%, bro. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. It's probably even worse. You probably, I don't know if you've ever played football or sport, bro. Yeah. But you play Saturday football, you play Sunday football, you play five-a-side, bro. People arguing all the time. Imagine doing that with mad pressure. Imagine you going for the title and some guy's just turning up 20 minutes late every day and you're like, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, you're not taking it serious. Like, probably people wind you up. People probably saying shit. Yeah, you probably know that you're in the midst of a title race and one of your key players is probably having transfer talks with another club and you're probably going, What the fuck are you doing? We're having transfer talks when we're trying to go for this title. Yeah, defo. I reckon it kicks off bad. I reckon football, bro. Like, how many players on a training pitch? 25? Yeah, plus 10 coaches, five coaches, 10 coaches, manager. Yeah, so you got like 30 men. Yeah, all in the 20s, running at each other, snapping each other, tackling each other. Oh, I bet it kicks off all the time, man. It kicks off all the time, fights and everything. But we just don't get told it. We don't get told none of this stuff. It's very rare that you hear about it, but I reckon it goes on all the time. I don't really think it's that deep, to be honest with you, because to be honest with you, yeah, to be honest with you, I think it's weird if they didn't. I mean, I want to see people get a bit angry, man. You know what I mean? If you're training like you should be training, yeah, and tackling each other properly, putting tackles in and all that kind of crap, then yeah, like, you know, sometimes you're going to be a bit late with a challenge. You know, you're going to get hurt. You're going to be a bit pissed off. You know, you say, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Ego, innit? It's all about egos, man. Egos. Oh, yeah, man, 100%. It kicks off all the time. LB, do you think Savinho and Rodrygo have spoken about what's going on? Yeah. Of course they have. They're both Brazilian. They're probably on Instagram right now, video calling each other. Saying, have you seen his bald twat on the internet? Fucking speaking about the fucking Rodrygo Savinho case. Yeah. Fucking got it all wrong, hasn't he? I mean, yeah, he doesn't know nothing. Oh, of course they do. They all talk to each other. Because the thing is, bro, who else can they talk to? They can't talk to nobody else. Because if they go and speak to the mate, he's just going to grass it to tell everybody. You know what I mean? Like, so all these players talk to each other all the time because it's the players that they can trust. The players ain't going to tell everybody. But if he tells his mate, yeah, who just does a normal job, his mate's going to probably tell someone, and they'll tell someone, or someone will sell the story to the newspaper. So, yeah, like, of course they do, 100%. They'll be speaking, man. I guarantee they've spoke, mate. I bumped into Keith Curl when he left City, went to Wolves. He said he was glad to get out of there at City. This was in the players' lounge at Wolves. He didn't know I was City fan, so you're right. Yeah, 100%. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way. I'm not saying like, oh, it's a bad thing that this happens. Like, it's normal. Anybody that's played sport in a team knows that this shit happens, bro. Players argue. Yeah, the difference is, like, when I was playing football, we did one training session a week and one match done, and people still argued. Yeah, 5-a-side. People argue at 5-a-side. Yeah. Imagine training with somebody 4-5 times a week, every day. And then they kick you in training. Bro, oh, man. 100%. It's crazy, man. It's a business and sport. It's normal. Yeah, it is normal. It's defo normal, man. What pairing of City players do you... I don't have a fucking clue, bro. Probably the wingers might not like the fucking fullbacks because the fullbacks will probably be fouling them all the time. You know what I mean? Etcheferry probably doesn't like the CDM or the centre back because they probably get kicked all the time. Yeah. Spurs thought Savi will be sold next week. Oh. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But anybody saying that Isak's not in the wrong here, I think is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous, man. He's clearly in the wrong. And he's more than entitled to want to leave. Yeah, he's more than entitled to want to go to Liverpool. He's more than entitled to not want to play for Newcastle, but he's not entitled to go on strike and do all this shit. Yeah. Well, he can, but then Newcastle can sue his ass. So, you know, do what you want to do, bro. Do what you want to do, bruh. Right. Anyone got anything we need to speak about? We've covered pretty much everything. Savinho, Rodrygo covered. Akanji covered. Goalkeeper covered. Isak, emergency covered. LB, do you think we get anyone? I think we get this Donnarumma guy. I think Ederson will go. I think we'll get Donnarumma. The Savinho thing's weird. I think it's next bid or bust. I think if this next Savinho bid that's rumoured to be coming next week, If that doesn't do it, it's not getting done. But I still think there's a chance it might, because again, no English journalist has confirmed that the deal's dead. And if City were like, the deal's dead, City would just tell the journalists, you just say, yo, the deal's dead. Tell everyone. And they were like, cheers, mate. And also, yeah, Jack Gorn put that article out 4 days ago, and now you're telling me that someone in the club is blocking it. Well, someone in the club told Jack Gorn. So how within 4 days have City gone from, yes, we're open to selling him and Savinho's intent on leaving, to, no, someone's blocked the deal? You know what I mean? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, man. Apparently, Galatasaray and City valuation of Edison is far apart. Fuck's sake, that's right. Echeverri played under Ten Hag. Yep. LB, I beg you, check last 70 shots of Savinho. Reckon Haaland and KDB still chat with each other? It depends how close they are. Like, they're mint on the pitch, but you know, sometimes players have great on-field relationships, but they might not speak to each other off the pitch. You know what I mean? They might just be mega on the pitch. It depends if they're mates and that. They might just be mega on the pitch. I don't know if they're mates. So yeah, LB chat Lookman news. I've already seen it. I doubt that's going to happen. I very much doubt that's going to happen. LB, when Jack Gorn tweeted about the bid, that's already gone in and got rejected. Says SA. Gundo to Galatasaray. I don't think he wants to leave, man. I really don't think the guy wants to leave. You know what I mean? You got to think about like his personal situation as well. He left City to go to Barcelona. That was meant to be him then for 3 years at Barcelona. He just had a baby as well, didn't he, when he went to Barcelona? City then brought him back, and then we want to move him again to Turkey, where he's just had a brand new kid. He's had a baby. It's not an ideal situation, that is it really? So I can imagine that him and his wife, from a personal point of view, probably don't want to move. And he loves City, man. You know what I mean? He's City through and through, Ilkay. Do you know what I mean? So he probably don't want to leave anyway. And then he personally, he probably don't want to leave. So that, I mean, Kovacic has got to go, maybe. But then apparently we've rejected a bid from Saudi Arabia. So maybe Kovacic might go later on in the window. But again, we'll see. We still don't know how many players Pep wants. You know, he said a while ago that he don't want more than 23 players. Well, we've got a few more than that. Just join the coaching staff. He's a legend, but his legs are gone. Yeah, join the coaching staff, man. Or even be like a player coach if you want. I mean, if we need him in a desperate situation, yeah, then play. But the truth is, Rodri's ahead of you, Reinders is ahead of you, Nico Gonzalez is ahead of you, Bernardo's ahead of you, Rico Lewis is ahead of you, and Nico O'Reilly's ahead of you. So you're 8th choice at the moment. And if Kovacic stays, some people will say he's behind Kovacic. So that make him 9th choice. But if he's just like, yo, let me go out and train, I still want to train, give me a Carabao Cup game here or there, and I'll be a coach. He definitely wants to be a coach. He's already said he wants to be a coach. It goes to have some experience in mental shot with Gunnar and Bernardo, judging from sub. Pep will let Gunnar take a back seat this season. Yeah, definitely will take a back seat, 100%. You reckon our deals go to deadline day? I reckon. I don't know, man. I don't think I can answer the question. I have no idea. Muller tight roll. Yeah, cool. LB, we should put Nunes back into the midfield and play Rico right back. Nunes is not getting in that midfield. I mean, he didn't get in the midfield when the midfield was bad. He's not getting into it now that it's good. Gundo will be a coach next season. He may retire. Yeah. What's happening with Fernandinho? I thought we were getting Fernandinho as our coach as well. Did people say Fernandinho is going to be our assistant? What's going on with that? Has that been cancelled or what's going on there with the Fernandinho thing? I don't know. I thought we was getting Fernandinho in chat, no? Is he staying? That fuck knows. Have you made up his mind? No. Are you a vampire, LB? Nah, I do normally go to bed at like 12, but Tuesday nights I usually go to bed at like 1. So that's why I always do long streams on Tuesday. No one's ever clocked it yet. No one said, oh. But yeah, I always do mad long streams on Tuesday. Because my missus is working. Yeah, she works from like 3 till 12. That's why I always do mad long streams on Tuesday. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always live, bare long. Sam Lee said City always distance themselves from Fernandinho. Oh. Fair enough. Should put Nico G at right back so he's the guy moving into midfield. Bro, we've just got him playing mint in the midfield. That's not been moving his position now. Gianni Reinders, his class partnership with Rodri will be amazing. Reinders and Rodri, I'm buzzing to see, man. I'm buzzing to see that. It's going to be so good. Can't lie. Albie's been streaming for hours. I've been streaming since 7:45. Watched the Real Madrid game. Real Madrid didn't look great, man. Real Madrid give me a little bit of the Arsenal vibe. Very samey. Very samey. Like I watched Liverpool. I watched City. Yeah, I felt, yeah, I see a little bit of a difference in play style from last year. I'm watching Arsenal. I'm watching Real Madrid. And I just feel like I'm not seeing nothing new, you know? Not seeing nothing new, really. And they struggled to beat Osasuna. And Osasuna were crap. Osasuna were absolutely crap. And they only just won. And they won a penalty. They got a penalty as well. So they won 1-0 with a penalty, man. They were rubbish. But it's only match day 1. I get it. But they weren't great. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to dip, man. Big up to you in the chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. And hit the notification bell as well, because we might be going live tomorrow if we get some bombazzo news. So do me a favor, hit the notification bell. Make sure you guys smash the like button as well. Free to hit the like button. And just helps push the channel out a little bit to some more City fans and that. But yeah, crazy one, man. Crazy one. I'm going to... you want to go Dan Potts or you want to go Footy George Moore? I'm going to raid. Who you want me to raid? Dan Potts, heated panel debate, or Judge Mo, Isak speaks on Newcastle? Where you want to go, chat? We'll raid. Make sure you spam LB raid in the chat as well. Potsy, yeah? Right, you're going Potsy. There you go. Bang. Heated panel debate. Trossard signs new deal. Eze to Spurs. What the hell are we doing? Right, enjoy. Smash the like. I'll see you tomorrow. And, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.